go.
It's okay. We can still. You can be a racist and not watch American History, or you can be a racist and still watch it.
I never watched it.
You were just saying it's your favorite movie. All right, what's Dustin Venmo? Happy birthday, Dustin. Happy birthday, June 8th. June 8th is Dustin's 35th birthday. We celebrated today. How are you feeling at 38 years old?
35.
38? Did I say 38? What the fuck?
35, yeah.
35 years old.
I'm feeling like I'm
You feeling 35?
28.
Oh, he's still in his prime.
Feeling good, man.
Hear that, ladies? He'll go as low as 28. So 35, man. What'd you do on your birthday? Tell us what you... Oh, should we sing him happy birthday, Austin? Ready?
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I wasn't going to.
Too bad.
But tell us how your weekend went.
It was good. Got in the river yesterday. Austin was with me. The bridge at Green is a great spot. $10. Freaking walk right in. It's amazing. Get your cooler. Take your cup. Fill it up.
How many rocks were there?
Lots of rocks.
Yeah.
It was a great time though.
I just got to tell everybody about the itinerary you said on. This man's 35 years old and sent us an itinerary. Let me read it real quick.
Hey, go ahead.
Read it.
Get after it.
I think I took a screenshot of it. Keep in mind,
35 years old.
we're going to go bar hopping at 35 years old. Hold on, let me find it.
That's right.
Do you have it, Austin?
No.
I don't know how far back it went, but it was pretty funny.
Every person that I sent that is saying the exact same thing. What you're saying.
What day did you send it?
It might have been like Sunday last week or Monday.
You were like, here's what I'm thinking.
I got you, bro.
All right, I got it right here. Here's my thoughts for the weekend. Friday, when I get off work, maybe hit up a happy hour and then go downtown to bars. Yeah? Okay. That's understandable. I would be okay if you just ended it right there. Saturday morning, big griddle breakfast with build your own Bloody Mary and mimosas.
We did that actually.
Then get in the river at Green, chill there at the bridge in the water all day. Then when I get home, there will be barbecue that has been smoking on the pit all day. That will be done and ready to eat. Chili at the house and drink, don't go out.
Chill, but yeah.
Sunday fun day,
No, you
in
said
quotation.
You put chili in there.
I messed up, yeah.
Sunday fun day. Hit up bars around lunch or a little after. You accomplished all this.
Yeah.
That's the most impressive thing about it, right?
Great birthday weekend.
Yeah, you got what you wanted, man. Like, I'm looking at this and there's nothing that you didn't hit.
Besides Friday.
Yeah, well, and the chili thing. It was just chill at the house.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Excuse me there.
I was too tired on Friday.
How much better would it have been if there would have been chili? I would have come on Saturday had there been chili. But yeah, no, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. You put a lot of thought into this. How long did it take for you to write this up?
Oh, maybe like a minute.
How drunk were you?
Did your mom help you?
No. I was just thinking my thought was this. I was like
Austin's reply was, when do we do presents?
my thought was like, all right, I know a lot of people that have kids and like have to make plans and all that shit. So like, just send them something like a baseline of something, right? And just join whatever the hell you want. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, just show up whenever. If you can't make it, whatever, that's cool. But like, just show up whenever. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, no, I actually came today. I didn't want to leave you hanging. I did show up. You can't say I didn't show up.
Well, you did.
I really wish I would have showed up yesterday, though. Yesterday sounded like it was.
Oh,
It was
dude,
cool.
it was fun.
Um,
Austin had a blast too.
yeah, I heard you.
So did Scott.
What happened? Somebody got hurt, right? Was it Austin or you that almost got hurt?
No.
I mean, everyone almost got hurt.
Okay.
Put your arm on the camera, Dustin.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few little bumps and bruises here and there. You're fighting the water and the rocks.
The rocks.
Yeah.
This guy.
So the river was nice. Everything turned out good.
Fell down on
You're
the way
safe
out.
and you're healthy on your 35th birthday.
That's right, man.
I got you a nice bottle of tequila on your birthday. I didn't show up empty-handed, so.
That was good, by the way.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I don't know where that came from. It did come from Mexico. I know it came from across the border. You can see the sticker.
I saw that.
Yeah, and it is 10-year-old age liquor. I bought it in 2018, so we're talking 17 years old.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wait, was today the first time we opened it?
Yes.
It's never been opened?
No, never been open.
Wow.
Yeah, I
He
figured
gave,
out.
you, he gave you a half bottle of tequila.
I catch you one time. I gave him a half-open bottle of tequila. Oh shit! But don't mean to cut you short on your birthday wishes, but happy birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we got to tell the
It
story.
was fun. We got to hang out. What's
How he got those scars.
how we got the scars? What's
His
scars?
little scrapes and everything.
What you
got-
got? He got drunk and fell in the rocks, right?
Got drunk, leaving the river, falls down, floats about freaking 30 yards down the river,
tube?
laughing his ass off, like hysterically. We don't know why he's laughing, because he's getting dragged down the river. Has an ice chest and everything. And we're like, dude, are you okay? There's people across the river videotaping this. And like, oh, I hope he's okay.
People were videotaping.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
We're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, are you going to live or?
Yeah. No, it sounds like you had a good birthday though.
It was fun.
Okay, let's get into these sports. We got the Pacers who stole game 1. Saquon, is he going to fall victim to a Madden curse? But the big news is Aaron Rodgers, Austin, the tribute to Aaron Rodgers in his good days, is going to the Pittsburgh Steelers officially. All right. We're not going to pretend we didn't know this, okay? Nobody's going to pretend we didn't know this. Steelers didn't pick nobody up, no quarterback up in the draft. They picked up Will Howard, in the 6th round? I believe is where they got Will Howard.
Yeah.
Going into the season
before
before.
Shador, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, no, it was after Shador.
Yeah.
It was after Shador.
It was
6th
that.
round.
It was.
But they weren't going to go into the season with just Mason Ramsey.
Rudolph.
Mason Ramsey. Isn't that a country singer?
No, you're thinking of Dave Ramsey, the
No.
financial advisor.
No, I'm thinking of Mason Ramsey.
Thinking of Gordon Ramsay, the
Go.
cook.
The cook.
I'm thinking of John Benet Ramsey, the little girl that got murdered.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was
Aaron
fucked up.
Rodgers cook though.
Yeah. I can't hear you. Talk into your microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
Yeah, so Aaron Rodgers is going to the Steelers. He is going to join their OTAs this season. Like I said, I don't think anybody was surprised about it. He was dropping little hints here and there. He was in his little questionnaire he had. Was that questionnaire in Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had that whole questionnaire in Chicago, like dropping hints about it. Mike Tomlin was dropping hints all draft. They did kind of bulk up a little bit, the Steelers, this offseason. DK Metcalf. They got George Pickens. They traded George Pickens. Who else did they pick? They drafted didn't they draft another receiver?
Mm-mm.
Didn't they get a running back?
I'm not sure.
Let's look here.
Yeah.
Yeah, something happened with the Steelers. I know George Pickens went to the Cowboys, but they did get DK Metcalf. So he's going to have a big target there. Will he be successful? As successful as the Green Bay days, Austin? Absolutely not. He's done. It's over. I don't even want to hear what you have to say.
No, I want to hear it. I want to hear what Austin has to say.
I know what he's going to say. He's going to say, maybe, yeah, I think so. I think it's going to work out. Mike Tomlin, it's not going to happen. It's over.
I want to hear it.
And I don't want him to be successful. I don't want him to go to Pittsburgh and win another Super Bowl.
Oh, that'd be
Or
hilarious.
the Steelers, who have 6 Super Bowls already. I don't want it to happen. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
In your that fence, what do you consider successful?
I would say an AFC Championship appearance.
No.
No?
No.
No, absolutely not. He's not going to. The Steelers made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything less than the playoffs this year is not successful.
Okay.
The Steelers have been in the playoffs, 9 straight years?
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah,
then
Mike Tomlin makes the playoffs every year.
I would say they make the playoffs. So
And lose in the first round?
probably same thing as what they usually do.
So they're not going to beat the Chiefs. They're not going to beat the Chargers. They're
Bills.
not going to beat the
Oh,
Bills,
you
the
gotta go
Ravens,
The Chargers, and nobody cares about the Chargers.
the Ravens,
Scott's not here. Chargers ain't going nowhere.
the Texans. They're not beating any of those teams, is what you're saying.
I can see him beating the Texans, but I don't think they're not going to beat the Bills or the Chiefs. Let's be real; those are the two main, or the ones that have shown proof that they can make it at least to the AFC Championship. The Ravens still haven't shown us nothing. They're just like the Steelers, getting to the playoffs and losing. But
He's the third best quarterback.
you got
in
a
the division.
You got a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers going into a division with Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, okay, and Joe Flacco. I'm not sure he's going to put up better numbers than Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
I mean, right now it looks like Joe Flacco is going to be the starter in Cleveland, right?
It's way up in the air over there.
Well, I also heard that Shador might not even make this team.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the starters way up in the air.
Okay, well, more than likely, it's Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco. Probably leaning more toward Joe Flacco. Plug that light in too. You need to turn your light on.
I got you, man.
So, if you look at what he has to go up against, Joe Burrow put up MVP numbers last year. He would have won the MVP had his team probably made the playoffs. Like, I still think there was an argument that Joe Burrow could have won the MVP last year.
Joe
I
Burrow
think it was
unreal last year.
Yeah,
Dude.
38 touchdowns, I think, and what, like maybe 12 interceptions, 10 interceptions? No defense on that team.
I think that's the problem. It's going to be the same story with Joe Burrow.
They didn't address the defense.
They didn't.
But that's the Cincinnati Bengals. That's what you can expect.
They addressed receiver.
Yeah, we can't hear you. You're way over here.
They did address receiver, James. They signed T. Higgins.
They did.
Yeah. Higgins and
That's it.
There was a power block right there.
I know there was.
All right, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're fine. You're fine. Just leave it there. Okay, so back to it. AFC North always been a tough division. Everybody in that division is going to play the Steelers tough. Okay, and in the past, the Steelers have come on top on some of those games. They do give the Bengals a good game every time they play. They give the Steelers a good game. Obviously, the Browns, they've kind of owned the Browns, I think, over the years. But don't be surprised if they don't make the playoffs this year. Okay? Aaron Rodgers don't have that fire in him anymore. He don't have that want to win anymore. He doesn't want it as much. Why he's coming back this year? I hate it. I hate it. I think it's ridiculous. He's 41 years old. Is he trying to compete with Tom Brady? Is he trying to be?
I think so. Well, actually, you know what? It might be a Favre thing. Like Favre went to the Vikings and led them to the
41,
NFC.
yeah.
Yeah, after led them to the NFC title game and fell just short. Do you think it's maybe a Favre thing that he's trying to compete against, like
it could
legacy wise?
Yeah, it could be both. But I mean, who cares about the quarterback that lost an NFC championship in what 29?
Well, that's what I mean, though. You don't think he's like trying to outdo him? Like, hey, I'm gonna go to another team and I'm gonna go take him to the Super Bowl.
He's got all the records in Green Bay. I don't think it is a Favre thing. I think it's a Tom Brady.
It's a Tom Brady thing.
Chasing Tom Brady, still trying to prove that he can play when he's got nothing else to prove. The guy's a Hall of Famer. Whether you like him or not, he was awesome. He
was damn good.
He was a great quarterback. Great quarterback.
For a while.
10, top 10 quarterback of all time easily.
I can't stand him, but anyway.
Yeah. No,
he was damn good.
How is he going to chase Brady? Is he going to play another 6 years?
I think he's chasing the fact that Brady played till
I
he
agree
was
with Austin.
4 years old.
But yeah, I could see that too. That little point.
But he, like what you're saying is, how is he going to chase him? I don't know how he's going to do. There's no comparison whatsoever. He had his chance to compare himself to Brady, but he couldn't get it done. Couldn't get it done in Green Bay.
Do you think it's a Favre thing, Austin? Because
I think it's. I really don't know why he wants to come back. Like I told y'all before, it's like freaking retire. Like
he had made a comment on the McAfee show that when I retire, you won't see me. You may see me at Tahoe every now and then, but you won't see me. He's going to be away from the game. Now, is that kind of some insecurity though? Is he going to miss the game more than he makes it out to be? You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
Like, does he care about the game more than he makes it out to be? Like he says, I don't care. I'm gonna be gone. When I'm gone, you're never gonna see me. This and that. But the game doesn't need you. Okay, you need the game whenever you're chasing it toward the end of his career, and I think that's kind of something he's battling with right now. This is his last chance.
Absolutely.
If he doesn't do well this year, if they don't make the playoffs, especially the Steelers always making the playoffs. Mike Tomlin's not going to put up with a 4-13 season or a 5-12 season.
He's never had one.
No, never had one. And they made it to the playoffs last year with Russell Wilson. Okay, so
who sucks?
Kind of a washed up Russell Wilson, I would say. Yeah, kind of like a get through the year player this year for the Giants, right? I would consider that like the Giants want to get through this year, maybe kind of groom Jackson Dart in a way to try to Russell Wilson to kind of coach him a little bit. Aaron Rodgers ain't going to do that to Will Howard. I mean, he's a selfish asshole. Everybody knows that.
He is.
So, I think it's him just trying to chase a Super Bowl. I think he wants to get at least one more. Now, if he does well, they do make it to the playoffs, maybe win a playoff game, I could see him coming back, depending on what he shows. They did get rid of Najee Harris. The starting running back in Green Bay is Jalen Warren, which he's good. He's okay. He can run the ball.
And Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Sorry. What did I say?
Green Bay.
Green Bay, yeah. See, that's how much I miss it, man.
Oh, God.
That's how much I miss it.
I need to hear this from y'all. Favre or Rodgers?
Rodgers.
What?
Rodgers was better than Favre.
You
Way
think?
better absolutely.
100%.
100%.
Well,
than Favre.
he has more like stats. Like he's
Y'all got to remember too.
4-time MVP or 3-time.
Rodgers is a 4-time MVP. Favre is a 3-time MVP.
Oh shit, Favre was 3-time.
3-time.
I
Yes.
did not know that.
There was one year Favre was a co-MVP with somebody. I think it was Peyton Manning actually. But people don't. I know a lot of people try to compare the two, but there was some years in the early 2000s where Brett Favre was going like 5-12, and they were having rough seasons. I know he's Brett Favre. You try to think of the great things that he did, all that, which, I mean, he's not doing very many great things nowadays.
Oh yeah. See the documentary?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
But I want to get to it.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get to it. I try to keep thinking that he did Mississippi a favor, so by taking their money.
Was his relationship with Rodgers? Didn't he say that he didn't like help Rodgers? Right? Was it or no?
He stated his job wasn't to get Aaron Rodgers ready.
Boom.
Okay, he
So
said
he didn't
that's
wanna help
not
him.
my job.
So he's an asshole
He
too.
said, now I will go out there, just like Joe Flacco just stated recently. He said, it's not my job. I don't get paid to coach these guys up. That's why we have coaches. And I 100% agree with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's getting paid just like those other guys are getting paid. So in his contract, it doesn't say, let me get Shedeur Sanders ready. And in Brett Favre's contract, it said, let me get Aaron Rodgers ready. It's up to Aaron Rodgers at that time and up to Shedeur Sanders now to watch Flacco, to try to get the good things from him, in my opinion. So that's all. Like, I was never okay with that.
The whole thing was, if they asked for help, they'd give it to them. But
And
their
they
whole-
will.
Yeah.
Flacco and Favre did if they asked.
Yep. But it wasn't like, I'm not going to tell them, hey, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if you ask me questions, I'll answer them. That's
Dude,
all their mindsets.
to me, both of those guys are assholes. Then
Well,
Like-
dude,
like-
you'll see that everywhere. In the
I
NFL.
get it, but
It's
like,
like Joe Montana with Steve Young. I mean, he wasn't a big fan of them wanting him to get Steve Young ready. That's why he went to Kansas City toward the end of his career.
well, I get that they didn't want him to take their job. I understand that part of it, but like, I don't know. To me, like, if you're an older guy, it's part like I don't know, just
Common courtesy.
yes, to just like help out the younger guy who's there.
What do you mean help
Listen,
out,
dude.
though? What,
Let me compare this real quick.
what is your help out
When
mean?
I started working where I work,
See-
the older guys there, they didn't like us. They didn't like that these younger guys were coming in, learning what they know.
Correct.
They didn't want to teach us stuff. They wanted us to learn on our own. Because whether or not they wanted to admit it, they didn't want us to know what they know at the old age they are.
This is job
at the
security.
yes, exactly. So I can see. I don't think any older quarterback, maybe a couple, think that going into a year to where they're at the end of their career is their job to teach a younger quarterback, the ins and outs of the game. It's up to him. And no player is the same. Shedeur Sanders is going to learn the way Shedeur Sanders wants to learn. So, I mean, I'm okay with them not teaching the younger guys
Yeah.
anything. It's up to the younger guys to take,
Take the reins and do it on their own.
exactly, to learn from the older guys by seeing what they do in practice. All right, we need a score right here. We need
God.
4.5.
You ain't lying.
We need a 4.5 right here. There it is.
Come on,
Come on.
come on.
Come on.
Oh my God.
It's out of bounds.
Yeah,
All
all
right.
We're
We
getting
got
the ball
15
back.
seconds.
Getting the ball back.
Hang on. We'll get back to it. Hang on. We need a score right here. Oh, please. Oh, we need a score. They need to take the clock down too.
Do you think Dak Prescott is going to teach Joe Milton?
From what I've heard about Dak, yes.
But he's going to.
He's just a team guy.
He's going to go out of his way to, hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to show you how to do this. How to do
I don't
that.
think
He
Dak
want-
thinks that
he
they
want-
brought Joe Milton in to take his job.
I agree. It's a different situation, but
Let's
yes,
go,
sir.
buddy.
Oh God, 13 seconds
Oh,
though.
no. Come on. 13 Defense.
seconds.
Defense.
Oh God, come on.
Defense.
Defense.
Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2. No.
yeah,
He didn't get it off. He didn't get it off.
It wasn't
He
even
didn't get it off.
close. That was not close. He didn't
Let's
get it off.
go.
There we go, baby. There we go, baby.
Do you realize how close we were to losing that?
Yep.
Because he made that shot.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't get it off in
Yeah,
time.
why did he shoot?
Fuck yeah. All right, I'm sorry. Back to it. Let's go. All right, enough of that. Okay, Aaron Rodgers this year, what to expect? What record? How far in the playoffs? If they make it.
I'm trying to pull up the schedule right now.
We're not going
Okay.
to the
I
schedule
would
right
say, I know. I'm trying to look at it and see. They got a favorable schedule.
now. I'm going to say 8 and 9, first round exit.
Right there.
8 and 9.
First round exit.
They're not going to go under 500. So
No, 9 and 8. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. 9 and 8, first round exit.
I could say 10 and
He did choose the right conference,
10
the
and 7.
AFC.
Wait,
Wait,
what?
sorry. Well, what?
No.
No, he
They
didn't. choose the right
no, he did not.
So,
You got the Chiefs, the Bills,
Chiefs, Bills, and Ravens.
Ravens,
I mean, who else? The Bengals didn't make the playoffs this year.
but they were damn close.
He's not
and
getting
they came
through
back.
any of those 3 teams right there. Not happening.
Well, those are division games. I think they'll split with most of those teams.
See, they play Buffalo, Baltimore, Detroit, Cleveland, Baltimore twice, Cincinnati twice, Cleveland twice. Play Minnesota, New England, Seattle. 9 and 8.
And let's not forget too, Pittsburgh defense is great.
Great.
Yep.
And if they're going to make the playoffs, it's not going to be because of a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be because of a J.J. Watt, a Minka Fitzpatrick. Like
If
those type
J.J.
of
Watt's
guys.
still there,
T.J. Watt.
T.J. Watt's still there.
No.
He'll be there.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm so happy that just happened.
Yep, me too.
How much y'all put on that?
I put
20.
160 on that.
On the first?
On
Quarter.
The first quarter. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Thank God.
What about second half or first half?
I didn't put any other bets on it. I will here in a little bit though. I'll do it at halftime. Okay, so Dustin, what do you think? Aaron Rodgers, the
Aaron Rod-
Steelers. What's your,
realistic expectations?
Yes, you.
Uh,
and if they make the playoffs, how
they'll
far
make
they
the
go?
playoffs. I just don't think they can knock off one of those big 3, the Chiefs, the Bills, or the Ravens. I think the most loaded team out of those is the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, they can't take the next step. But I think if Pittsburgh runs up against any of those teams, I just don't think Rodgers is good enough at this point to make it happen against them. I mean, it's just, even though with the whole thing with they made it with Russell Wilson, which is impressive because I'm not impressed with Russell Wilson anymore. But man,
Russell Wilson was 8 years younger than Aaron Rodgers too. Russell Wilson was 33 years old this year.
and he's worse. That's
And
what's
what
wild.
made Aaron Rodgers great in Green Bay through all those playoff runs was his ability to get outside the pocket and extend the plays.
In the play.
He
Can't-
can't do that anymore.
I don't think he can.
No, he can't do that anymore. They don't have great receivers. They got rid of George Pickens.
They got DK, and that's
They
it.
have DK Metcalf, who was washed up in Seattle.
No,
Wasn't the
I don't
same
agree
guy.
with that.
He wasn't the same guy those last couple years. Maybe washed up is the wrong words. I'm sorry.
He didn't have a.
He's not
quarterback
washed
either.
up. DK Metcalf's only, 28, 29 years old?
He's young.
Okay.
He didn't
I'm not
have
going
a
to say
quarterback.
washed up. I'll take that back. But he wasn't the guy he was, 2 or 3 years prior.
Because he didn't have a quarterback.
Okay, but,
He did have a quarterback.
Who?
Gino ain't bad, dude.
well, Gino's not great either.
Gino can throw it to him though.
Gino's not good. Gino's your below average quarterback that'll get you to the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, is Aaron Rodgers better than Geno Smith at this point in time? Yes, I think he is.
I think he is.
That's a
That's
good
why
one.
I'm saying I think. I'm not 100% sure. But Geno's nothing special. But Aaron Rodgers, the past couple years, hasn't been nothing special either. So,
Because he's been hurt. He got hurt.
okay, well, let's say the past year. He was terrible.
He was
In
okay,
New York.
and then he was still hurt. And then look at the latter half
And in
of the.
Green Bay, his last season in Green Bay,
Didn't make the playoffs.
didn't make the playoffs. Wasn't great.
We were a game away from making the playoffs.
Yeah, but
What?
we didn't have any receivers either. We were.
Yeah.
With that last game against
Yeah.
Detroit that year, if we'd have won, we'd have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And y'all lost.
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
obviously
okay.
what I just said. Okay. And we lost.
Anyway.
Fuck.
I don't know, dude. We just never lost.
We're
in
just gonna
freaking
find
Dallas.
out.
Never lost in Dallas, so.
Okay.
I don't think Rodgers has ever lost in Dallas.
I got a bone to pick with Saquon Barkley. Supposedly he tied himself to a wire during his Madden cover.
He did.
What?
Why? Why, man? Why do you have to do that? Like, it would have been so much better had he had done it real time. You can't tell me the guy couldn't have jumped over a dude, when he knew it was coming. He did this shit on the fly in the real game. So,
Dude.
I think because of that, the curse is going to happen to him.
Think so?
The curse is
No.
going to hit Saquon Barkley. No. Wait. I'm not saying he's not going to have a good season, but he's going to have a lesser season of what he had last
It's-
year. That's
yeah.
the curse.
That's
The curse is not playing up to what you did the year before, regardless of what it is. All right? I'm praying he don't get hurt because Saquon's great for football, but I saw the whole behind the scenes and everything. They had him hooked to a wire. I don't think it was the same guy he jumped over. It was just a guy in the jersey. But it just looks so elementary. Like, he barely jumped, and the wire just shot him up. You could see the guy jerking on the wire. So I wish he would have done it full time because that would have made it that much better.
You know how many takes?
I realize he's worth millions of dollars. I realize.
You know how many takes that they did with that?
Probably,
Like
probably
100,
several.
Over 100.
Well, not just that, but dude, he did that like in a game with a bunch of adrenaline. He's not excited to go jump over somebody. Like,
Bro, you're on the cover of Madden.
there's no way you can produce that same amount of adrenaline to jump over somebody like that, like he did in the moment. Like, dude, that you know how hard that is. Like,
No, I still do it.
that was like a
I still
one.
do it to this
No,
day.
you won't.
Yeah.
That was a once in a lifetime
I play
play.
pickup ball, dog. I
Yeah.
pictured myself back in high school. You know what I'm saying? Fucking.
I'm
When he
sure
was getting mad respect to Spider-Man.
you're
Tom
better
Holland.
than Saquon.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, like, how do you?
That's the take.
How are you?
Yeah, no, that's debatable. Well, we're not here to talk about me. It's your birthday. We're not going to talk about me. It's
God.
Oh yeah, I got a question I asked James earlier too. I'm gonna ask you probably.
Well, don't ask it if it's off topic.
It's off this topic, ish, but I saw the same thing y'all saw with him hooked up to the wire. I thought he did it the first time. Just jumped up and I was like, what the fuck? Like, how
All
did he?
slow and
Yeah.
everything.
I was like, how did he do that?
And then you saw the wire.
Didn't see the wire until the freaking news came out. I was like, oh, he was hooked up to the
Yeah,
wire. I
no.
was like, what?
Yeah, but I get it. Like I'm sure Philadelphia made sure that he had a wire so that he didn't get hurt. Because if he tried to do that in real time, and plus the whole motion capture thing, you have to do it slower than what you do in real time so that it can catch every little,
Can't
every
you take
sequence.
one like a picture? Like, how many pictures of that jump that he had?
I don't know, dude.
Why couldn't you put that on the cover?
Yeah, I don't know why they couldn't have just done
Yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, you want the perfect angle for the Madden cover. Maybe they didn't have the perfect angle. Maybe they thought they could have found a better angle as far as that goes.
You know what I think? I think the Madden photographers need to justify their job. That's why they did that.
That too. And then I saw the guy that he jumped over. Was like all
Was
pissed
Dustin
off.
sweat in that first quarter?
Yeah, we were sweating.
We both
dude.
were.
Siakam made that shot, bro. Like, what took him so long to shoot the ball? I think Siakam had the first quarter. First quarter also. Oh shit!
But-
Welcome, Scott. Welcome. We were just talking real quick. We'll ask you these real quick. Expectations for Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers this year. What do you think their record's going to be, and how far in the playoffs are they going to go if they make the playoffs?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
The only
We're-
Scott
yeah,
in the
we're-
room.
The only Scott in the room.
Well, not in the room.
We
but-
talked about it for 40 minutes already.
No, it's only been
Oh,
like 15.
oh. The Steelers, they're going to go 500.
Okay. They can't go 500
go
because
500.
there's 17 games now, but they're going to tie a game is what he's
Yeah,
saying.
they're going to tie.
They're going to
Yeah,
go
exactly.
8-8-1.
Now, they'll either be one under or one over.
I said 9-8, lose in the first round of the playoffs. Austin
I think
said
we all said the
Austin
same
said
thing.
the same thing. I think Dustin said what? What'd you say?
I said they'll make the playoffs, but they won't get past. I didn't do a regular prediction, but they won't get past the Chiefs, Bills, or Ravens if they play those teams.
No, I don't think they make the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, well,
did
you
pick-
got to remember too, like the Bengals. I think although the Bengals didn't
They're gonna have a
address their
bounce back year.
concerns, I think they will make the playoffs this year, and that's a dangerous team right there. The
I
Bengals.
don't.
They were hot, like really hot
No,
at
I
the end
know.
of the season.
I know, but they're
You
they're
know who was
putting
also
up-
hot at the end of the
putting
season?
up. They average like 37 points a game. Who? Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Are you checking him out or what?
He was cooking.
He was
So you don't think
good looking.
Cooking,
you don't
good
think
looking.
you don't think the Steelers should have told him to go chew wood like Terry Bradshaw said?
Yeah. Well,
Go chew on some
I
wood.
think we talked about that last time, but
Remember?
the reason
He
Terry
told-
Bradshaw doesn't want him to go to Pittsburgh is because
He don't
Terry
want-
Bradshaw was the last great number 12
Mm-hmm.
in Pittsburgh. You know, he doesn't want to taint his whole legacy there, even though Aaron Rodgers is probably wearing a different number. But
I'll ask y'all this:
He's not.
Is Aaron Rodgers their best option?
Aaron Rodgers is wearing number 8 in Pittsburgh.
He is.
He's wearing number 8. Yeah, Terry Bradshaw's number is retired. You think he's gonna let Aaron Rodgers wear number 12?
No.
Absolutely not. No. Aaron Rodgers is wearing number 8, I believe, is what the news said. Or what the early pictures are.
Yeah, yeah.
Said he's number 8. Sorry, what?
Is Aaron Rodgers the best option?
Right now?
Yeah, he was.
Pittsburgh, like,
I think so. I think he was
or
a
what
better
other-
option last year. Like I still think he's better than Russell Wilson is.
Yeah.
As of right now, that's why they let Russell Wilson go.
Yep. I think they should have held him to Fields and rolled with that. And so just he's young, he's talented.
You never know what could happen, and it's crazy too because the Jets picked up Fields, and there's no question in New York who's going to be their starter. Fields is starting game opener, so but we'll see how that goes with
Fields versus Rodgers, game 1.
Okay. Other news. The Saquon Madden cover, Scott. Is there going to be a curse or no? Oh, he's a Saquon Glazer. Of course, he's not going to say.
I don't think he's on anymore.
I don't know.
Oh, there he is.
Isn't there like 2 curses? I heard. Like, what's the other
I
one? He's
think
got
what's
the
going to
Madden.
there's always a curse as long as there's like a downgrade in a year, like a regression. It's always been the
But
curse.
it's gonna be
like
hard
it's
for
always
freaking
something.
No,
Saquon
I think
to
he'll be fine.
recreate last year.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
he's
hard.
not gonna have last year number, but he'll have a good year.
The question is he going to jump over somebody backwards this year? If he
No.
doesn't, it's a regression. That's all I got to say.
He's gonna do a 360 over someone
Yeah. Watch him one up that.
with the wires.
Okay, moving on. Any other football news? I did see that Stephon Diggs did report to Patriots camp and looks really good. Actually, they said he looks really good in camp.
That pink cocaine got him going.
Yeah, he
Fucking
still nobody
Pink glow,
contacted
baby.
me about
Pink glow.
cocaine. So.
Did y'all see that?
Yeah, yeah, we talked about it last show. I said if anybody found any pink cocaine, to let me know. Call me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just for research purposes. of
Oh,
course.
okay.
But
Hey, Randy Rodgers had some.
yeah.
We did see him today. That was cool.
Randy Rodgers slander.
That was cool.
All right, other big news. NBA now. Tom Thibodeau got fired. Tom
Wow.
Thibodeau. Back-to-back Eastern Conference championships. They let him go for some reason. I feel like Tom Thibodeau always gets the shit into the stick. Didn't he make the playoffs with Minnesota also? Then got fired?
Mm-hmm.
Now with New York, with the Bulls. Like, he's a good coach. I think he's a great coach. He's not going to have any problem finding work. But what was the reasoning behind this? Did anybody look that up? Does anybody know what the point of that is?
It's got to be like a personality thing or like a
Well, here, I got why.
or
I'll tell you why right now.
okay.
We got Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson. Okay.
Big cat.
Came from Villanova. Okay. Jay Wright doesn't have a job right now. Coached in the New York area. Is he going to join? Is he going to join
No.
the Knicks?
I don't think so.
No.
From what I understand is Jay Wright is not interested in coaching anymore.
Nope. That's
He's
what I
happy
heard.
with his job as an analyst. But are the Knicks expecting to throw a lot of money at this guy to try to get him off the couch to come to New York?
I wouldn't think so, man. I mean, if you're doing that, I mean, damn. Like, I think they're gonna go for more progressive, like.
I think that's too much Villanova on the team. actually.
Well, I think they're going for more progressive, like new analytics guy. Apparently, Thibodeau was very much like old school as far as like.
I mean, back-to-back Eastern Conference. Who gets fired?
Well, he went to the Eastern Conference
wait, I forgot.
semifinals.
The Chargers fired their coach for
That's right.
going to the AFC Championship. Marty Schottenheimer.
But he didn't go to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. He went to the last year's Eastern Conference semifinals.
But that makes it even worse. He did it. He
got
made
better.
It further this
Correct.
year. Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but like if you look at like player usage and all that, he's what kind of behind the times on that.
He runs him down.
Yeah, correct. He believes in like just kind of old school, like playing your studs. I'm not against that.
How Greg Popovich is too, though.
Not anymore.
Well, he's not coaching anymore.
But-
But
obviously.
he wasn't towards the end of his career.
He sat
Like-
he sat Timmy.
What did they do toward the end of their career?
I think
He
it.
sat Timmy.
I think it has to do with the philosophy thing, like where he was like old school, and like maybe the players didn't like it as much because they're playing so many minutes. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing because I saw that on what's the site that Bill Simmons runs now? They talk about player. There's a
24/7 Sports or something like that.
no Bill Simmons, the guy from Boston that was on ESPN. Used to be on ESPN like the pregame
Yeah.
shows on
I
NBA.
know who you're talking about,
Yeah.
but that.
So he has
site,
the Ringer. The Ringer.
The ring. Okay.
So if you look on there, I just so happened to kind of look at this not too long ago. But anyway, his player usage is like way up. Also on his studs. So I'm like, I don't know if it's like a deal of like they're frustrated with that, like as far as like him not willing to adapt to the times. I don't know if that has something to do with it.
That's
but-
like the most pussy thing.
He has like the
I-
top 5.
I don't disagree with
starting
you.
lineups.
Yes.
He wants to be like
Yes,
every other
Scott.
team that didn't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. He wants to go to those other fucking divas that are on the Celtics and the Cavs and all that other bullshit. He doesn't want to
Because
put
he
a
got
guy.
out-coached by Rick Carlisle. That's
He doesn't
why.
want to put a guy that has a broken nail on the court. Is that what the Knicks want now? A guy that's not gonna play a guy for a broken nail or a little twisted ankle.
I'm just kind of guessing here.
Yeah.
I agree with you, though, Scott. He did get out coached by Rick. Rick Carlisle is a good coach.
He's pretty good.
Or Tyrese Haliburton is just a stud.
Yep, he is.
That's what it is. Tyrese Haliburton, a stud. Top 10 player in the NBA easily.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Top 5.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I'll
here we go.
put him right above freaking Jaylen Brown.
You
Tyrese
think he's a top
Haliburton.
10 player?
Absolutely. Tyrese Haliburton.
How is he
made
not a
the
top
finals
10?
Before Joel
You're
Embiid,
crazy.
before Donovan
You're
Mitchell,
crazy.
before Jalen Brunson, all these guys who possibly in the top 5.
Yeah.
Before Trey Young. I mean,
Yep.
Trey Young probably in the top 15.
No. Well, I never.
Believe it
thought
or
that.
not, he's the leader of this team.
He's
this-
better than Donovan Mitchell.
Yes. What are
He
you
beat
talking
Donovan
about?
Mitchell.
Oh my god!
How many players have
Get
hit
outta
4-game winners in the playoffs in a playoff series? How many? None.
Scott, that's
here.
not
That
close.
doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
It does matter.
That doesn't make you
The
a
reason
top
you're
10
saying
player.
it don't matter is because he lost your bets for you. What a bum.
No,
he didn't
because
get over 20 points.
You can't average 14 points and be a freaking top 10.
But you're
player.
averaging 10
Like,
10
come
assists
on.
a game.
And 10 rebounds.
Exactly.
A
Like you're averaging close to
double-double,
a triple-double.
Freaking Hartenstein almost averages a double-double every
They're
game.
two-
Is he a top
They're
10 player?
completely no.
Come on.
Look at the defense
Chet
this guy's
Holmgren-
played.
Chet
Yep.
Holmgren
Chet Holmgren's not averaging the triple.
Chet Holmgren's a
is
chump.
Wemby.
But, okay,
Is
look.
he better than Wemby?
Yes, absolutely. He's better.
Yeah, right now he is. So,
Absolutely.
here's the deal, though. Think about it. The games when he goes off, it's like 40, 15, 12. I mean, it's like just unreal.
Yeah.
Now, I get what Scott's saying. Like, he has the next game, he might only have like 14.
But he gets
But
in
he's-
where he fits in.
But he gets the rebounds and he gets the assists, too.
Yes, he finds a way to be
No,
effective in other areas.
He does.
Okay, and whether or not he may not control the outcome of all these games, but he does play a part in the outcome of these games. Without Tyrese Haliburton, you think these guys make it to the NBA Finals?
What's he doing
Absolutely
right now?
not. They won't.
James, this guy is so good. He's got 3 points right now.
It's the first
3
quarter of the
points, 2
game.
rebounds, 2 assists. It's
Yeah, they already
about
stole
to be
game
halftime.
one. They already
They're
took
getting
game
blown
one.
out.
If I was the Thunder, I would be
okay.
playing hard defense on this fool too to make sure he didn't steal 2
Yeah.
games from me.
Is he the most clutch guy? Like, maybe.
That's what I'm.
ever.
That's
He's
that's
clutch.
up there. He's putting up as far as clutch
And he
wise.
acts like-
He's looking like a Michael Jordan of 2025 right now. Okay, when the game's on the line, who are they putting the ball in the hands of? And who does the defense know that the ball's going to? It's going to Tyrese Haliburton, and he's coming through.
Every
He's coming
time.
through. Knocked off the 1 seed, knocked off the 3 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Now he done knocked off the 1 seed in the Western Conference in Game 1. So I mean, the Thunder did play their own part in that, but either way, this guy's special. Okay, we can't deny that this guy's special. You're not gonna tell me this guy's not special, just because he didn't play. Just because he didn't play a minute in the Olympics. Okay,
Yeah.
still there.
Every player on the Olympic team was better than him.
They're
That's
so
already
they're so
10
good,
already
Player in the
10 players.
Olympics are
That's
sitting at
already
home.
10
and they're all sitting at home,
Tyrese.
and they're all sitting at home watching Tyrese
taking a
Haliburton.
1-game lead in the NBA
So,
Finals.
Hey,
Just
SGA
all
was
that
in there.
matters is how far you go in the playoffs.
Oh,
So
well,
he's better than LeBron
I mean,
'cause
you win your
LeBron
conference,
got
that's
out in the
pretty
first
impressive.
round. He's better than Luka because Luka got out in the first
Yes.
round.
Better than both of
Your
them.
logic.
right now, he is a better player.
This
than
season, he's
and
better.
LeBron.
Oh my God, y'all are dumb. Y'all must be drunk. Y'all must be drunk.
Keep
still.
in mind, this guy has Luka and LeBron jerseys in cases at his house. So
Yeah, he does.
where's
They're
Luka and
better than
LeBron?
Luka can't play defense.
Yeah,
Tyrese
he can.
Haliburton can.
Certainly can.
So what? It
Look
will
at that,
give you
look
a
at that pass.
triple-double.
Oh, well, that didn't look too good.
Yeah, that was bad.
Great pass.
Look at this.
No, listen, he may not be the best player in the NBA, but right now, today, if you were to name the top 5 players this year, you got to put him in the top
There's
5.
no way he's not.
No, dude. Oh my God, James, you're freaking dumb.
Oh my
That's
God,
the dumbest
dude.
thing I've
Just
ever.
like you said,
Top
the Cavs
five.
in 4. The
Top
Cavs
five.
in 4. There's no way it's gonna go
Dude, if
7
the Cavs
games,
were
James.
healthy, they would've.
Oh Jesus! There's no way. I watch basketball. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, Indiana in 5 right here in this series.
Oh, you're crazy for that.
How much money has he lost for you? Is that why you hate the guy?
Yes.
No, I just think
Yes.
he's a good player, but he's just inconsistent. He's not like a superstar.
You can be effective
He's just-
without lighting up the scoreboard, Scott. You can be. Look at Steve Nash back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I know he didn't
MVP?
win. I know he didn't win no
Oh,
championship.
yeah.
Except
Yeah,
for
compare an MVP, a 2-time MVP to Halliburton.
Bro,
yeah.
this is Halliburton's 5th year in the NBA. Steve Nash didn't win no MVP till his 8th or 9th year in the
Dude,
NBA.
The difference
Halliburton
is-
will never win an MVP.
Halliburton can
Ever.
play defense. That's
Got
the
a
difference.
crystal ball.
Steve Nash could not play defense.
Scott's gonna
He's
say that it's
never gonna
because
win
it's
MVP.
because his dad, right? His dad's allowed on the sideline. That's why he's doing good.
Tyrese Haliburton might win the MVP next season.
He might win the Finals
No,
MVP
dude,
right now.
Oh my God, he can't even win the Eastern Conference MVP. You're talking about he's gonna win.
You think
the
Siakam?
MVP of the
You
league?
think
Get outta
Siakam
here.
and the Pacers would have won that Eastern Conference Finals without Halliburton? No
You
way.
think they would have won without Siakam?
Siakam wouldn't.
I
Siakam
agree.
wouldn't have
Yeah.
scored had it been without.
I agree with
Yeah.
you. They would not have
They
won it without
would've-
Siakam.
If Siakam didn't go off in those games, they wouldn't even been close.
I wish I could play
It's
a
it-
sound
Like,
out.
come on.
Sound
Scott.
right now when we were talking about the Cavs and Pacers. He said, "Who do the Pacers have other than Halliburton?" I was like, "Siakam," and the first thing he said was, "Bum."
Boom, boom. Yeah.
And now he's glazing Siakam all up and down. Either way,
No,
you
I'm
can't
just saying
deny
he's
what this
better
guy's
than
done.
Halliburton.
You can't deny what this guy's played great. Okay, maybe not lighting up the scoreboard, but he's played great, fantastic.
He's played great in the final 2 minutes. He's played
The most important time.
great in
It
some
don't matter.
games.
It don't matter if he had 14
then
points.
good.
If he had 2 points that last game, all that matters was his last 2 at the end. But they still put the ball in his hand. Now it's not looking good right now, but the Pacers got what they came to get in OKC. OKC's up by what,
Look at
21
this.
now?
Look at this stat. Look at this stat line: 14 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists.
Yeah, made the big shot that counted.
How many
Hey,
turnovers?
that's not even his stat line. That's Neimart's. That's just how pathetic. Like you didn't even second guess it. How freaking
You
low
just
that
made up
was.
a random stat
is,
line?
Yeah,
you
all those
thought it
points. How
was.
many of those points were assisted by Halliburton?
Halliburton
makes the
had
team better.
6 assists. They had the same amount of assists.
Yeah, they're
6.
keying on Halliburton more than they are Nimhart. So
Then why do they have the same amount of assists?
Nimhart's there. Nimhart's just as much of a point guard
Why
as
do they have
Halliburton
the
is
same
too.
amount of points?
Because they came
And
to
Halliburton's
Nimhart.
got 6 less. Neimart's got 6 less minutes.
Nimhart wouldn't sniff the Eastern Conference Finals if it wasn't for Halliburton.
Is
Nesmith, Nimhart. Look at these guys we're naming here. Nesmith,
3.
Nimhart. Have we heard of these guys before the playoffs?
No.
Neither have I. Okay, maybe Siakam, Miles
It's
Turner.
Andrew. It's Andrew Neymar.
Exactly. Don't even know his
I
name.
thought you watched basketball.
Look what Halliburton did. Put him on the map. Andrew Nimhart's going to be a damn first team fucking All NBA next year.
He's
Just
the
because
defense.
of Tyrese Haliburton.
Is Pascal Siakam a top 5 player, Scott?
No.
No, absolutely.
No, I'm waiting for your response.
No, I said no.
Oh,
Is he a top 10 player?
Is he a top 10 player?
He's on the cusp. I
Okay.
would.
So you like
yeah,
Siakam?
you could even argue that he is 10.
Okay.
Number 10.
Would you put Pascal Siakam above Tyrese Haliburton?
Yes.
Oh my God.
God. Oh.
Dude, cancel the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, excuse this man.
Bro,
He
you
has
can
lost a
take-
lot of money off of Tyrese Haliburton this year. Yeah. Listen, I won't deny with you
Listen,
that
they should've
there
lost
is
to
some
New York.
inconsistencies. In games that they lost, he didn't show up. I remember there was a game they lost where he only had 5 points. They did bench him, though, like pretty much the whole second half because they were getting blown out. But what great player doesn't have a bad game like that? You know what
This
I mean?
guy
Like,
has too many bad games.
I'm sure there was a game where SGA only had single-digit scoring these playoffs.
I don't think that happened actually.
No,
I think there
that's
was
never.
actually. Donovan Mitchell maybe, or Darius Garland, or
Maybe
Darius Garland
for sure.
ain't even
Darius
the
Garland.
what I see here with this Pacers team was like what the Sixers, like not comparing them because obviously this Pacers team's gone further, but last year we were talking about how the Sixers had Embiid and they had Harden. Okay, Embiid won the MVP, but when it comes down to it, Harden's going to get the ball in the last second of the game. They're going to count on him to make the play.
Harden plays for the Clippers.
No, I'm talking about last year.
Oh, the previous year. Okay.
Yes, when he played. That's kind of what I compare it to here.
Is Halliburton better than Tatum?
Then Tatum,
No.
it's close,
I would
but
say no.
I wouldn't say
yet.
he's better than Tatum. No,
Jaylen Brown?
Yes.
Jaylen Brown, yeah.
Jaylen
Oh
Brown
my
is way
God,
overrated,
you're a-
dude. I'm sorry. He is way.
I would
Uh,
say
freaking
Jaylen Brown is
MVP.
just as inconsistent as
Finals
Haliburton is, if we're going to
MVP.
call him.
At least here's the difference. Halliburton can carry a team. Jaylen Brown cannot carry a team.
Brown could freaking put up the
He
stats.
carried him to the finals.
Brown.
No, he
could-
didn't.
He averaged like 30 points. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but would
averaged
they have made
30
those
points in
finals
the
without
finals.
Jason Tatum? No. I mean, that's your key player. Like, when Jordan was playing back in the day, you know, a lot of players had more points in games than what Jordan did in those finals. But
Yeah.
still,
Hey, Brown's the complete opposite. He will put up freaking points whole game, but when it comes to clutch time,
Shrinks.
see ya.
yeah, like LeBron back in the day.
Hey, look at the MVP voting this year.
Who is it? Shea, and then who else after Shea? I can't see it.
Yeah, no, there was no
Joker?
There was no Haliburton on there, but I mean, I'm okay with that.
Because he's not even close to
Cade
freaking.
Cunningham was above him.
Okay, Scott.
Evan
you're,
Mobley.
You're a big Kawhi fan. That year when Kawhi won Finals MVP, Kawhi was not on this list either.
Which time?
With the Spurs, before he became a giant pussy.
Okay, what was the question?
Okay, I said the year that Kawhi. Okay, you're gonna Google this, but the
year
year
that he
that
carried the Spurs?
Kawhi won the Finals MVP with the Spurs, he was nowhere near any of the regular season MVP voting. Like he was not even close on any of it.
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and Tyrese Haliburton's
Kawhi-
basically doing the
because
same
that was his
thing.
breakout. That was.
And
Kawhi
Tyrese Haliburton's
broke
doing
out
the
of
same thing.
playoffs.
Tyrese Haliburton had 14 points in the first
he
game.
He had hype last
game-winning
year,
shot.
Halliburton.
If that series was
He
just
did have
one
some
game,
hype last year. I'm not
Tyrese
saying
Haliburton
that.
would have won the MVP.
But this is kind of Tyrese Haliburton's breakout year in the playoffs, at least. You have to admit that.
Even though
Do you not agree that he
I mean,
makes
yeah, he's
everybody
definitely a
around
good
him
player.
better? Isn't that what a MVP does? Like, doesn't LeBron like make everybody around him better?
I don't know if LeBron does that.
Maybe not anymore, but he did.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
he
did.
went to the finals with fucking Booby Gibson and
Yeah.
Is,
Slap Dick City.
Anderson Varejao.
Yeah, it was Slap Dick City.
Drew Gordon, baby.
Is
Yeah,
he better
they're good.
than
Mid-range, baby.
Yeah.
Bonchero? Paolo?
Paolo.
Yes, right now he is.
Oh
Paolo
my
Banchero's got
God.
way more potential.
You're crazy.
He's got way more potential. Banchero does because he's bigger and more athletic. But as far as grit and want to and clutch, Tyrese Haliburton's got him.
And that's
I'd
what
say-
that's what everybody praised Michael Jordan
I'd
for.
say live
was
bet
his
the
ability to
freaking
be
Pacers
clutch.
right now.
I bet the Pacers to come back and win.
Yes.
I will
Okay.
put Tyrese Haliburton 7th right now in the top NBA players right now. I'd put obviously SGA and Jokic, you can switch them out 1 and 2, right? You put
Giannis.
Giannis 3rd, put Luka 4th, Steph Curry, I'd put 5, Anthony Edwards, and then I put Haliburton.
Cade Cunningham.
Ahead of Donovan Mitchell and
LeBron?
Jalen Brunson.
You put him ahead of LeBron?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Wait,
What are you
listen,
talking about?
Absolutely.
I was like,
Oh
how,
my
how is this even
God.
the list?
you say
LeBron's not the
Joker
guy
already?
no more, bro. Yeah, I put Jokic 1 and 2. I said you could switch him and Shea out. I mean, do y'all agree with that? Jokic
Yes.
and Shea?
And
Yes.
you said Giannis?
I put
and
Giannis
Luka.
3 because, I mean, the Bucks in the playoffs
That's
this year, they had
already 4.
nothing but Giannis.
And then
Okay?
Jason Tatum.
No, that's only 3. I put Luka number 4. And then
Yeah.
I put Steph Curry 5, Anthony
And you
Edwards
already
6.
said Tatum's better than him.
Anthony Edwards 6. I'm talking about right now. This is me for right now. For this year, from what I've seen in these playoffs. Anthony Edwards
Yeah.
6, and then Haliburton, I would put him 7th.
How are you going to say that when he said he's top 10 and he said Tatum's better?
He is in the top 10. That's number 7.
What about Anthony Edwards?
I know, but you said Tatum's better than him.
Tatum
it
got.
can't
I'm
be-
talking about these playoffs right now. That list was off the playoffs.
No,
that,
you
that
said
I'm talking
top
about
10
this year.
in the NBA.
Top 10, yeah, top 10 right
so
now.
you still think he's okay?
Walking
So
through
he's
these
better
play-
than Tatum.
Well, Tatum's way on the bottom because he's got a torn Achilles, so can't put Tatum
Yeah.
anywhere. But we'll visit.
Put him on the operating table.
You never know. He may choke the rest of this series, and me and Dustin may be eating our words. All of us. He may choke the rest of the series. Get what? Your triple single that you love to say, and completely prove us wrong.
That
we don't
won't
know.
happen.
I don't think so either. I don't think it will. But if they're gonna win, it's gonna be because Tyrese Haliburton.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think you need to put $100 on Tyrese Haliburton's under every game, Scott.
Where do you think
Wait, actually, yeah, you should do that.
Halliburton was in scoring? What place do you think Halliburton got?
obviously he wasn't that high.
How many?
Okay, but where
What
was,
does that matter?
Where was he in assists?
Yeah. And steals.
I don't think he's
and
that high.
steals.
Okay, what do you think he was?
And scoring, I would
is in
say
the
he was
playoffs. This is in the playoffs.
in
The
the
points
playoffs.
in the playoffs.
I would say he's probably.
Where do you think he is?
I'd probably say he's probably middle of the pack, if not a little lower.
Well, there's only freaking.
What, you want me to
50
give you a
feet.
direct number? I'm not fucking Nostradamus. I can't give you an actual number. pay attention to that close, who's averaging the most points a game. Obviously, Shea,
20.
Jalen Brunson, they're higher than him. Giannis was higher than
Yeah.
him. I mean,
But
Yeah.
none of that
that's really
matters.
all they had.
He was 26.
He was number 26 in playoffs so
Yeah,
far.
that's because he's so good.
Bro, he's
Okay.
a point guard. Where was Steve Nash when they made the finals with the Suns and the Maverick all those years? Steve
He
Nash
is
was
number
taking those
one in
teams to the
assists.
playoff. Number 1 in assists. Okay,
Oh, whoa.
Makes
no,
everybody-
No way.
yeah. Well,
He can do
But
something
he's a
good.
point guard. That's his job.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
He did it really good.
yeah. Brings a
You know
team
who's
together.
second? You know who's right behind him? James Harden.
What's that have to do with anything? James Harden's got bounced in the first round.
I know, but he only averaged 0.4 more assists. You act like he's a freaking old man. James Harden is
Dude,
putting up
he's
the same
averaged
number
18
of
and a half a
assists.
game in the postseason.
And Harden averages more points too.
Dude.
So who's better?
Halliburton.
Halliburton.
James
Well,
Harden
it's not game
sucks.
six. If it's
Oh,
not game
dude.
6-7,
You're
Let's
crazy.
take a
It
poll.
is.
Who would you have? Who would you rather take, Halliburton or Harden? People.
There's no
The
doubt.
people about that.
James, it's
now
It's
Halliburton.
James Harden.
if you
yeah.
take James Harden, season 5,
Would you? Let me ask
well,
you
of
this real
course
quick.
you're gonna take
Would
him
you
over
take
James Harden
Tyrese
now.
Halliburton or Kawhi Leonard right now?
I'll take Kawhi.
Wrong answer.
You're out of
That's
your
the wrong
mind.
answer.
What?
That's a
if I
wrong
needed-
answer.
If I needed one game to win, I would take Kawhi.
You're out of your mind.
Mm.
Since,
And he's going to let you
I
down.
needed to win one game. That game
No.
7 against the Nuggets.
Couldn't do it.
since
Couldn't do
Halliburton
it.
has to hit
Two-time
freaking
champ.
5 game winners in 8 games.
Yeah.
How many is Kawhi
With
hit?
with what you stated was the best roster going into the playoffs, the Clippers. I did find the video of the week real quick. I want y'all to listen. Oh wait, I can't play it yet. I'll play it whenever. I can't play it
Hold
while he's
on,
the
hold
phone.
on, James. James, before you go, look at the text pictures I sent you of Dustin.
All right, is this the argument of
Your
who was
live
drunker?
reaction. Yeah.
Good Lord,
Yeah, that was him.
I'm not
That's-
saying-
that was him
I-
floating down the river.
I'm not saying
you're not floating. You're
And he
dead.
got
I know.
as
You're
close
dead
to being
right
there.
I am not saying that Scott was more than me. I'm saying that I
If
just
he
Scott,
he wanted you to be drunk.
Scott was having
You
a good
thought I was
time.
close.
Yeah.
It's like you were stuck on the rocks, like you were like asking somebody to fucking
Oh my God! Look,
hook you up to a crane and pull you
you
off
look like
those
a
rocks.
freaking beached whale or something.
I do in that picture.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to say
Yeah.
that, but that's what actually came to
I
mind.
did.
Scott, how many backflips did you do off the tree?
Yeah,
Oh, 0. That was impressive. Austin did one.
yeah. Austin said, "Do you believe that none of them could do a backflip off the tree?"
Yeah. But how many times did you almost drown?
Never.
Once.
0. Oh, Austin almost did.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
once.
talking
You
about
almost drowned,
Austin.
Austin.
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
fighting the
Dustin went
current.
and saved him.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot I did do that.
So maybe he wasn't as drunk as they said.
No, I just couldn't fucking swim because the current is very
Can't
hard.
swim.
I got that Michael Phelps swimming in me.
Yeah.
If I was going
Yeah.
the other way, yeah, I could have.
He got the iron
I was halfway to my
lung.
fucking
He could
house by
hold his
then.
breath.
That's right.
Okay. We are from Texas. The Texas Longhorns, Lady Longhorns actually, won the College World Series in softball. That's
right.
Didn't pay much attention to it. I did see that there was a girl from Toloso Midway that was pretty clutch in a couple of those games. If you want to hit on that, Dustin, go ahead.
Sure.
And
so
Carol.
Yeah?
Carol.
they they tried to walk her in that game. That was game 1. Y'all tell me this. Maybe y'all know. Maybe I don't know. I thought when they try to intentionally walk somebody, the catcher stands outside the batter's box and like he obviously catches it like way away. Is that not a thing anymore? Like,
It
is that
No,
illegal?
it's
Y'all
not,
know.
it's not illegal. They could do it,
No.
but something tells me they were maybe trying to trick her to think it was an intentional walk.
And in the MLB,
But the
they can
catcher was
just, like,
standing up.
auto
I saw this play that you're
walk 'em.
talking about.
Yeah, the catcher was standing up.
Listen, I didn't watch the game. I didn't know what happened. I just saw that particular play, and the first thing that came to my mind was, were they trying to intentionally walk
Yes,
her?
it was 3. It was a
Hit the
3.
ball?
It was a 3-0 count.
Do you think it was
I
a
just
missed
didn't
pitch
think
by
they
the
were
pitcher?
going to do it.
Huh?
I
think
bet
the-
they just thought she wasn't going to swing.
Well, do you think that the pitcher,
Correct.
it was a missed pitch? Like she
Yes, absolutely. It was. She didn't throw it as high as she wanted to,
Yeah,
and it was a flat pitch.
I think
that ball was right at her chest.
Yeah, so like the girl was like, okay, if she's gonna just throw me a meatball, like
Scott's right.
it was a mess up on the pitcher, right? The pitcher's unreal, by the way, the pitcher at Tech. But anyway, so that the girl from Toloso hits the game-winning RBI, ends up being the game-winning RBI
Shout
to
out
take
to
the lead.
Texas, though, having Texas Tech and Texas.
That is pretty wild.
Pretty awesome.
Um,
Sorry, I mean,
So, game 1, Texas wins. Game 2, they lose errors. They had a hit by pitch. They had a wild pitch. That's how Tech ended up winning Game 2. Game 3, Texas pretty much just dominated. I mean, they won. They were up 10-0 at one point.
Almost unrolled them.
The surprise that Scott and I were talking about was like the fact that there's still a run rule. Like,
why?
Especially in the College World Series, he's like, "What is this, Little League?" Like,
That's nonsense.
I mean,
and then Duke in the baseball playoffs just got rocked like 18-2.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, for whatever reason, it's different from the women's and the men's.
Wait. There's a 10-run rule?
No, in softball, it's an 8-run rule.
It's an 8-run rule.
That's crazy, right? Even in the College World Series.
To me, if you're going to have that rule, you need the away team to agree to quit at 8 runs.
Yes.
Like, you can't do that
I was saying, like,
the biggest
Texas
game of these
scored
girls'
5 runs
lives.
in 1 inning. Like,
yes.
Why couldn't Tech do that? Or
exactly.
they
like, that to me, that's just insane. That's a
that's-
rule even still.
That's shitty.
So Tech survives in that game 3. So right, they get it to 10-3 just to make it to the 6th inning, to the 6th inning. Sorry. And anyway, Texas ends up pulling it off. Tegan Kavan, they bring her in. She was the ace. She pitched the whole game. She was
Smoke show.
She was yes, she is. But she was outstanding the whole. I mean, she gave up 0 runs the whole College World Series. 0 earned runs. Unreal. I did not realize because I hadn't been following Texas softball that much, but I always thought like all those years, like who was the pitcher back in the day that they hyped up for all these years that won the gold medal for
Jimmy Finch.
No, the one that played at Texas.
Oh, Cat Osterman.
Yeah, Cat Osterman. I always thought in those years like that they won it all because like everybody always hypes up Cat Osterman, but I guess just because she won a gold medal.
Her name was on the stadium when we went to the game.
And apparently Andrew says she lives here in New Braunfels. Cat Osterman does.
She married?
Y'all got a shot. Y'all got
No,
a shot.
She married some guy here apparently,
No.
but anyway,
Lame.
and lives here. But
The
so that
worst
was.
rate has gone up in Texas.
But that's the first national title Texas has ever won. They've been there a few times, but have never won it all. Mike White, hats off to him. He came from Oregon like 7-8 years ago. Had been close several times. Got Texas close, knocking on the door, and then finally knocks it down and wins it all. And kudos to Texas Tech, man. Like this is the first year they'd ever even made the College World Series. They'd never even won a regional. They'd never been to the Super Regionals. It shows what money can do. Cody Campbell, the big mega donor at Tech. I don't know if y'all heard of him. He's kind of like the one spearheading like all the NIL at Tech. He sold his oil company now 4 times for multiple billions of dollars. He's like our age too. I'm very jealous of him. But
He's a good friend of mine.
the pitcher at Tech, she came over in the portal last year from Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
She became the first ever $1 million softball player. They paid her $1 million last year to come to Tech.
And she just made $1 million this year.
Yep, and
Well, that'll do. That'll get you to the College World Series.
mm-hmm. And so he got a return on his investment. Obviously, Tech had never done any of this kind of stuff in softball. Makes it all the way. You're right there on the cusp of winning it. And then during the College World Series, they re-signed her to another $1 million deal, which is
Keep her there.
to keep her there. Which I mean, if you think about it, like she's not gonna go make that money. Like there's no pro softball. Like it's just the Olympics at that point. So like
The Olympics, if you win an Olympic gold medal, you're just hoping you get to be in a
the
couple
deals.
commercials or something.
But yeah, she's not gonna make a guaranteed $1 million. Which to me that's part of the cool story of this whole thing of like Tech making it there and like the fact that they made it there and what NIL can do to like reignite a program, like not reignite, just start a program. To be honest, like they have never done anything like this.
Exactly.
I don't know. To me, that's just really cool. Andrew and I were sitting on the couch talking about like, dude, if we were like mega rich, like, wouldn't it be cool to like start a program like that? Like be the reason why your program gets all the way to the net. Like, and we're trying to like pick a team. Like, what team would we like want to pick to basically like do that with? Like, it'd be freaking cool, in my opinion.
I got a business
Abilene
idea.
Christian.
I need to talk to y'all
Look at freaking Oregon,
after
dude.
this.
Dude, yeah,
They're trying to
after the
do
show.
that.
they are.
I have been thinking about this for a while. But
On the heels of that,
after
a judge has granted final approval to House versus NCAA
Yep.
settlement that will allow schools to begin paying athletes directly.
Yep.
Okay, so instead of schools going out and finding these deals for these athletes to bring them there, now they can give the money to the athletes themselves.
Well, it's a catch-22 with that, but yes, I'll explain more here in a second. Go ahead.
So now, like, good player coming out of high school, a school can just go up to him and say, we can guarantee you this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So I don't know if that hurts or helps it. I think that does help the athlete because now they'll have options, obviously. Like if you're a top athlete coming out of high school, you'll have options because now these schools can offer you money directly rather than relying on boosters coming out from the outside is pretty much what I got from that article that I read.
Yeah, from my understanding too, that's the booster thing is still a thing. Like they're not axing
No,
that.
I know.
But the hiccup is with that House settlement. Within that, they're saying how, like, if an NIL, for instance, an NIL deal, what is that person's market value, and anybody can now challenge that. For instance, let's say Texas or whoever, like A&M, or like let's say nobody else was willing to give Najee Kennedy $1 million, not even close, right? Maybe that's why she went to Tech from Stanford. Somebody can challenge that and say, well, that's not market value because nobody was even willing to come close to that amount, and they can challenge that in court essentially now.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. But that's going to be a huge thing of like you're going to see athletes and versus other schools like contesting like, well,
We're going to see court cases off of this shit.
Oh, absolutely. Like saying like, hey, everybody else was offering her 300,000.
Me, I'm not worth this.
Yes,
basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to be the next big fight within all of college athletics. Of hey, everybody else was offering her 300,000, Tech offered her $1 million because they got a rich billionaire. You know,
you're worth whatever freaking people are willing to sign you for.
Yeah,
that's going to be the other argument for all the attorneys.
Overall, it's a good thing for the athletes, but these select few that are top cream of the crop are going to be fighting this type of deal. So
yes, and by the way, they have to pay back payments to like Johnny Manziel, all these people. The NCAA is paying out or the schools, are going to have to pay out almost $2 billion in back payments to players
Johnny Manziel?
Yep, to people like that.
Ooh, invest in Jack Daniels, boy.
That could have made
Johnny Manziel's going on a bender.
That could have made NIL money. Seriously.
Dude, think of all the number 2 jerseys that were sold there.
Oh, so many.
Yeah, he'll probably come out pretty on this.
Well,
damn, that's
going to be another deal. Like, how much was that person worth at that time?
Oh,
that's going to be another court battle.
Manziel was worth fucking hundreds of millions at that
Yeah,
time.
but the school's not going to pay him what.
Yeah,
that.
It'll be a settlement.
Oh, so you're saying we could take it from Jimbo's contract and give it to Johnny? There we go.
Well, they're still obligated.
Then you'll see Jimbo in court.
Well, they're already obligated to play Jimbo. That was a legal deal. Now it's like up to the school to say how much was Johnny Manziel worth, right, at that point in time, and they're having to pay that back.
The fucking stadium.
Isn't that crazy?
He built the fucking stadium.
I don't disagree,
They'll
but
call him with a certain amount. If he don't like it, he'll protest it
and go to court.
They'll go back and forth. If they can't decide on a figure, then they will go to court.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
The only thing about that is A&M has more money than Johnny Manziel, and is what's going to happen. They're just going to keep, you know how it works in court cases when, a company has more money than the person. They just drag it out until this person runs out.
Gives up. Yeah, runs out and gives up. Yeah, exactly.
So
how much are we paying AC Law?
The best thing for him to do is
exactly
to negotiate a figure that he likes, maybe take less than what he thinks he's worth. But I mean,
think about all the players over the years. Texas didn't pay Kevin Durant. There's so many stories of all that. Johnny Manziel. There's a ton. Cam Newton, Auburn.
Yep.
Vince Young.
Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tim Tebow.
Tebow would be.
It's gonna be. I mean, I think the guys are gonna go fight it more. Yes, the guys that are gonna fight it more are the guys that aren't making a lot of money right now.
Like Reggie Bush too.
Yes, somebody that's not making. Somebody that's not making a lot of money right now, I think. The guys that are like Joe Burrow probably don't give a shit.
Yeah, the guys that didn't pan out in the NFL.
Yes. Yeah. Those are the people.
Russell.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, it's 2006 to now.
Well,
so I don't know.
Marcus Russell was 2007.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, he's eligible for that because he was drafted in 08, I believe. It was the year after we graduated. Yeah.
So, yeah, he is then.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a long, drawn-out court battle with all these back payments, basically, is what they're having to do. Good for them. I mean, they're going to get some money. I mean, I don't know how much, but they're going to definitely be getting money.
15 years when everything's settled.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, like you're saying, it's going to be drug out.
The girl behind you, how much is she going to get?
Oh, well, she was getting paid during NIL. Like, she accepted deals, so, I mean, I don't think she has anything to do with
Caitlin
it.
Clark is not even
She's already making way more money than...
What?
Bro, she's sponsored by State Farm, bro. Like, she's making several millions.
She went to college during the NIL era, though.
She doesn't even have to play in the WNBA.
This is
okay. I forgot about that.
Yeah, this is a factor of when these people weren't getting paid for NIL.
for actual.
This is just
NIL.
another thing for college,
And-
dude. Like just
Oh.
another fucking thing that's like I remember in the beginning, like I always wanted them to pay the athletes. I thought they should get paid because those kids they got to go to school, they got to practice, they don't have time to get jobs. Like they're allowed this certain amount of scholarship money,
But
but
a scholarship is worth a.
it wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah, but it wasn't ever enough.
Yeah.
But now that they're getting paid, like I didn't jump the fence to the other side, but I'm kind of in the middle. Like, hey, you know, this shit needs to come to an end. Like there needs to be a contract,
Yes.
salary cap, or something because we can't have fucking. Let's say this quarterback from Michigan that just
Yeah, Bryce Underwood.
yeah he goes to Michigan this year, then he goes to LSU, then he goes to Florida, then he goes to Coastal Carolina.
That part I fucking hate.
Yeah, that's what I don't like either. And
No,
it
there's-
does give these other schools chances, and it kind of mixes everything up. But at the same time, like
There's no rivalries.
there's not so much the rivalry, but the tradition of these schools are just gone to shit now. It's just now it is how much money can we pay these guys for us to be good? They don't give a shit how good Alabama was, like in the past 10 years.
No.
Nobody cares anymore about that. Like and that sucks because like we'll always remember Alabama for being that powerhouse, and players went to Alabama because they were a powerhouse. Now it doesn't mean anything. What Saban did, what fucking Mac Brown did, like
That's why he left.
it doesn't matter
That's why
anymore.
Saban left.
Any fucking coach, it could be just some slapdick Joe off the street now coaching at fucking Texas Tech or whatever. If they can offer the best quarterback or the best receiver or the best athlete the most money, they're gonna win it the next year. And the next year they can go 2-9.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Kind of like Florida State, that whole deal.
That's why hardcore college football fans
and
did not like the NFL because it's turning into the NFL.
yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I liked it when Alabama was the powerhouse.
I didn't.
And I liked it whenever,
beat
and I
'em.
liked it when somebody knocked them off. I loved that. Like when, like when Oklahoma was powerhouses, when
Johnny
I loved
Manziel
it.
beat Alabama. That was like one of
Yes.
the best freaking.
Yes,
feelings
and
in
it
the
made
world.
it made those moments that much more
Yeah.
special. Like I liked it that they put all those years in to build what they had, and it was even that much better when somebody knocked them off. Now, it's like we're
yeah.
getting away from that. Now it's just like you said, turning into the NFL. So
Speaking of that, I don't know if
nobody
y'all
gives a
saw
shit
this.
about a national championship anymore.
This is
Or Super Bowl.
This is a new NIL thing. Also, along with this is a state of Texas thing only. The state of Texas has now approved NIL deals for kids 17 and older. So now
That's part of my business.
high
a
school.
17-year-old in high school
That's what I was gonna get.
can sign an NIL deal with a state college in the state of Texas. So Texas can go pay whoever or any state school in Texas, any public school in Texas can now go pay a high school athlete. Once they turn 17, they can hook them up with an NIL deal directly,
Yeah,
right then and there.
That's great. That'll help out their family. That'll do a lot of things for
Dude,
these kids.
can you imagine being a high school coach and having to deal with that now?
Yeah, I guess so.
But you can't
Pretty much,
transfer
your player's more powerful than you are.
You can't transfer
There's
though.
a power struggle.
No,
you don't
well,
have
you
that.
can't transfer per se, but what I mean is that,
In Texas, you can transfer in high school as a senior to a private school,
yeah, you can.
but you can't transfer to like public schools without sitting out the whole year thing.
Technically,
But
yes.
there's gray areas.
Yeah,
I know
there's
what you're saying.
There's very much gray areas. But the hiccup becomes of like, okay, now my stud player at whatever school in high school is getting $1 million from Texas or A&M, and
I'll
everybody
make-
else is
I'll make it
getting
50 grand.
everybody else is making zero.
yeah.
You know, it's like I just can't. I'm shocked
The
that.
coaches that developed him for 4 years are getting dick.
Yeah, I'm just shocked that we're at to the point where now high school kids are going to make millions of dollars possibly in NIL money.
As a coach, you signed up to make these kids successful. So all that matters is these kids they got their way out. They got their way to be successful. So that's what you signed up for. Not for money, obviously.
Would you help them if you were a high school coach?
Would I help help who?
Like, let's say you're the high school coach at New Braunfels High School, and you have a stud that's he's a sophomore. He's really good. Let's say you're the head football coach, and he turned 17. He's a junior now, and he's like, "Man, coach, like I'm looking for an NIL deal from like this certain college. Would you help him out or no?"
I tell him you better step your fucking game up and get noticed.
No, if he was already
Yeah,
getting
he's
noticed.
already noticed.
So if he
I would
has,
say don't get an NIL from Mosey's. They don't pay. They can't even lay a bracket.
Well, it's only from colleges as of this moment.
no, I would help him.
You can't go to Mosey's as this
I would
moment.
help him because he's a child. He's still a kid. They could use some, some role modeling and all that other stuff. Yeah, I would hope.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I'm assuming as a coach like that, you want to see kids succeed.
I agree.
That's why you're in that business.
but what if
Now, is every coach like that?
no,
Not, but
and the next kid comes up to you and like, Coach, I'm worth $50,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Why ain't I getting that?
well, that's when the coach just has to say like, hey, you don't like.
He's
get the
he's a
fuck out.
5-star and you're not.
Yeah. Overall, it doesn't matter how much money he's making. The coach has the last say over what this kid does or who he plays for or how many minutes he plays. So, if it does go to their head, just like a good athlete before they weren't getting paid, if it went to their head, you sit his ass down. So
Yeah, if you got on the news like
you get fired, you
times,
get
like,
fired.
Yeah.
Oh well. But yeah, no, that's going to be interesting to see. There's going to be. I want to see what happens 10 years from now with all this shit.
Oh, you're not lying.
It's like every year something new comes out, some
Mm-hmm.
other way to regulate it, some other way, like a different way. Now we're going to try this. We're going to try this. So in 10 years, where are we going to be?
Jeff,
Is there even going to be college sports anymore?
the head coach at UTSA, Jeff Traylor, thinks it's going to ruin high school sports.
Yeah, maybe.
He thinks that he's like it's going to ruin the game.
It's already ruining college, so yeah.
High school though. He's
Yeah,
saying
it's already ruining college, so yeah, just go ahead and
Yeah,
bring
no,
them out.
and imagine how those other kids are gonna feel too, like that play on the team with him.
Yeah.
Like kids are kids. Like kids want to outdo each other. They want to compete, and if they see one dude, making that much money and they're not, like,
do I move over to New Braunfels
Yeah.
Canyon instead of New Braunfels High?
gonna
not
piss 'em
even
off.
just move, just like I don't want to fucking play anymore.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna go switch sports.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Wild.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
yeah.
Let's get away from that though.
I got something for y'all.
Okay, go ahead, and then we can get to the UFC stuff.
The Mariners are retiring Randy Johnson's number
Okay.
this year
51.
and Ichiro's next year,
Oh, they're both 51.
51.
Yeah.
How's that even? Or I know it's how it's possible, but what do y'all think of that?
I think it's the right thing to do.
But having two number 51s,
Yeah, but they both played the majority of their career there.
or wouldn't you just take one of the two?
I mean, Austin, what other choice do they have?
Not retire one of them.
Ichiro is like top hits and
I get what Austin's saying. How you gonna have two 51s in the
Yeah.
rafters is what he's saying. Like, or up in the stadium
Yeah.
at T-Mobile Park.
Has that ever been done?
it's not two 51s.
It's
Johnson 51, Ichiro 51.
Yeah.
That's the two of them though.
51s.
I know that, but still, like, I don't think it's that
You
big.
don't think it matters?
No.
So, what we were talking about earlier, if Rodgers wore 12 and won a Super Bowl in Pittsburgh, him and Bradshaw should be, two number 12s?
Bradshaw won 4 Super Bowls.
Okay. So,
Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna win 4 Super Bowls.
if he wins one,
No, you don't. You still don't. You don't retire Aaron Rodgers. For playing 1 year in Pittsburgh, winning 1 Super Bowl, they're not gonna retire his number for that.
they didn't win shit in Seattle, did they?
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the Mariners.
Mariners.
Oh well, they were. I mean, they were in the playoffs every
Okay.
year, and like,
If-
So,
they just dropped out. I
So?
mean, they never won a championship.
so
But
you retire both of them, or you got to pick one.
if I had to pick one, who would I retire?
Oh, I know the answer.
Randy Johnson's.
No, Ichiro.
No, I would retire Randy Johnson's.
Randy Johnson played for like 8 different teams. Ichiro stayed with the Mariners.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I go Ichiro on that just because of that reason.
Scott,
but Randy Johnson was the big unit, man. Like,
he was.
He was
He was
unbelievable,
the big
but
unit for 3 different teams. too.
exactly, he was
he fucking hit a bird at a midair.
Yeah.
he was great with the Astros too.
That's what
Played
gives
for the
me.
Astros?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he played for the Diamondbacks, the Astros,
remember him
the
in the
Giants,
Diamondbacks.
and the Mariners.
But yeah, I'm saying.
Maybe I just have like better memories of Randy Johnson. Maybe that's why I think Randy Johnson.
The whole thing is,
I
like,
think Randy
2
Johnson's a
numbers.
Hall of Famer, but
2 numbers.
if you're the Mariners organization,
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like you pick Ichiro. If you had to pick one, I think you pick Ichiro because that's the only team he played for.
Randy Johnson's a 300 game winner.
He's unreal. Don't get me wrong.
How many games did he win with Mariners?
Probably half of those.
Yeah.
maybe
So
maybe
100
more than half.
150 games.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but I mean that's
is a lot,
That's still a
but-
lot of games for. That's 10 years worth of games.
I just don't get retiring 2 numbers that are the same.
Maybe they wanted to retire Johnson's and then saw
and-
Ichiro was 51 too and said, hey, let's just put them both
And
together.
one this year.
If the
and
two
then one
athletes
next
aren't
year.
opposed to it, then I mean, what's wrong with it?
I just thought that was like.
You
unheard
just
of.
asked a question where there's no right answer to.
I did.
But it's a good talk. It's a good little
No,
topic.
I know
agree with
that, but like, if you're just asking my opinion
Oh,
on
yeah.
that, like which one I would choose Randy Johnson.
And I would choose Ichiro. But
Is Scott still on the line?
Yeah, he's still there.
why?
I haven't heard his response.
He's probably busy.
About what?
Ichiro or Randy?
Oh, for what? Who do I like better? Who is the better?
He didn't hear any of this.
They are retiring Randy Johnson's number 51 for
This
the
year.
Mariners
This
this year.
year.
And next year they're retiring Ichiro's 51. Okay? Which
I thought they were doing Ichiro first.
Either
and
way-
Randy's
either
is
way.
next year.
Either way,
either
But
way.
Randy Johnson told him to do that.
Oh,
So
I did
he
not
said
know that.
Ichiro
or the
could-
reason to choose Randy Johnson.
I did not know that.
No, because he didn't want to take the spotlight away from Ichiro, so he said, "No, just do Ichiro's first."
If you
and
had
do
to
mine
pick-
next
but
year.
first,
If you
yeah,
had to pick the better 51, who would you pick? Randy Johnson or Ichiro?
With the Mariners.
all time with the Mariners,
Just with the
Ichiro.
Mariners.
But the player overall career, Randy Johnson.
Yeah, I agree with that.
oh yeah, just with the Mariners though.
He said with
Randy
Ichiro
Johnson's
with the
top
Mariners.
5 in
Just with the Mariners,
strikeouts, wins. Like
With the Mariners. But what do you think
he
about?
probably is the number 1 in everything with the Mariners.
What do you think about retiring the same number? Like I've never heard of that. Retiring 2 number freaking 12s or 10s or.
And that's because Ichiro asked Randy Johnson to be 51. Whenever he came in, he asked Randy Johnson
What?
for approval.
Yes, he asked Randy
Yeah.
Johnson to work.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying
Because
now.
it was going to be inevitable that they were going to retire his jersey. Because Ichiro started with the Mariners while Randy Johnson was still playing in the majors.
Okay, I see what you're saying
And
now.
it was with what Randy Johnson did in Seattle, they weren't allowing anybody to wear 51, just like they're not allowing anybody to wear 12 in Green Bay right now. So,
What do you
Why?
think about retiring the same number,
bitch.
Scott?
Oh, I think that's all right.
It's never been done
If
before.
it- yeah, I mean they're both Hall of Famers.
Do y'all know though that Ichiro's like stats?
It has been done before, by the way.
Really?
Drew Pearson and Michael Irvin. Both are 88, and they're both retired.
Huh? Did not know that. Well,
Did you know that
why don't you tell me that freaking 10 minutes ago, Dustin?
Ichiro is like
Well, you said never done before.
Oh,
he's got all these like he's up there in hits, right? Did y'all know that they took his hits from Japan
and added.
and added
yes.
them to his MLB
Yes, I
career
do know
also?
that.
Okay. Now, do you think that's fair?
No.
Not at all.
Okay, so then who's the better 51?
Ichiro's.
No,
for the
that's-
for the
yeah,
Mariners.
For the
that's like-
Mariners,
okay,
Ichiro.
they added the stats for the Negro League. Are you gonna say no? Don't do that.
That's in America. That's part of the majors.
Oh, I agree with you on that, Scott. Though.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's a totally different deal. I agree with you,
I thought
Scott.
they were adding those hits from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
you can't
true.
count those. I mean, it's a
Pete Rose
professional
got-
league.
Pete
So
Rose
what?
got passed by.
Yeah, but that's they're both still going on, and it's kind of more modern day with Ichiro and his hits. Like that was still early 2000s.
Hold
that
on.
he
How
was
many
on.
hits did they give him though?
I think he got over 4,000, right? I know that they claim that he's in the over 4,000 club or 3,000, maybe 3,000. 4,000 is unheard of, I think.
He's with
that's a lot.
Bernie Mac.
Mr. 2,999. But no, I agree. You retire both of them. Ichiro was a man. And when he threw out the first pitch, that one year he
Fucking
threw the
burned it
ball
in.
like 88 miles an
Yeah.
hour.
I'll always remember Ichiro for hitting that ball off the ground. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
When it bounced up to him and
But did he hit a bird, Dustin?
no, he did,
Did he
not.
hit a bird?
Randy was unreal. Don't get me wrong. Like he was
You
unreal.
know Randy Johnson like donated like lots of money to PETA after that happened?
What was that, like a political move or something?
Yeah, probably.
Jesus.
But he
He's
won.
probably a liberal. He looks like a
He
liberal.
won the World Series with the Diamondbacks, right?
Yes. I want to say he won it with the Giants too.
Giants too.
You could not have paid me to make me donate money to PETA after I hit a bird.
Well, maybe
You
maybe
wouldn't.
maybe
You
his
wouldn't
public-
donate to PETA fucking for hitting a fucking deer or something.
No.
Or
Hell no.
hitting a dog or.
No.
Okay, let's get to the UFC 316. UFC 316.
Look at this shit.
What?
They're coming back.
Oh God. Telling you, dude. Tyrese Haliburton. Right when you say that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Do y'all want to talk about UFC first or the Stanley Cup playoffs? What do y'all want to do?
Let's go UFC then Stanley
Hey,
Cup.
All right.
You're leading this.
Yeah, no. Okay, UFC 316. Did you guys watch it? Did any of you guys watch it? Scott, you watched it, right? So kind of help me out here.
No,
there
I fell
was
asleep
there was a lot of feedback.
after the
Okay.
Kelvin
Hey,
fight. I
James,
fell
if you
asleep.
didn't notice, all three of us were kind of inebriated
Yeah.
yesterday. So
Well, I'll cover it real
We
quick.
did watch it though.
hey, we did. pay attention to it.
Yeah, well, it was there was lots of reports coming out that before that they thought it was a very lackluster card, like it wasn't going to be that good of a card, which I kind of thought too at first, but it did kind of prove me wrong. The prelims were great. Big stories from the prelims was there was this the top prelim fight was no, that wasn't on the prelims. No, I got it right here. Sorry. Joshua Van and Bruno Gustavo da Silva. This Joshua Van kid, it was his third fight this year, which is kind of unheard of nowadays. They're saying he's like the top contender. Big deal, whatever. Fought a ranked opponent. They're talking about giving him a title shot already after this fight coming up with
What class?
flyweight, 125.
Who's
Kai
champion?
Kara France and Alessandre Pantoja are fighting for the championship in the next UFC. But this guy really impressed. Apparently, he's from Myanmar. He's a Muay Thai fighter, which he did really good. Scott, you did watch this fight actually. The Patchy Mix and Mario Batista. There was so much Patchy Mix glazing coming into this thing. He was 20-1, the champion at Bellator. The odds were, I think he was a minus 200 favorite, and this guy Mario Batista just beat the dog shit out of him. Which reason I wanted to touch on this was because Bellator isn't even close to what the UFC is. UFC is cream of the crop, man. And this Mario Batista, I think he's ranked 10th in the UFC, and this guy was a champion in another promotion. So, as much as they talked about this guy being the next bantamweight champion, he's going to challenge Merab eventually, it was just, it wasn't even close. So, UFC is where it's at, and I don't know if this Patchy Mix guy, the pressure just got to him or anything, but wasn't moving his head, just taking shots to the chin over and over again. Next fight, we'll get to the co-main events. Like the other ones were good fights, but have you paid attention to this Kayla Harrison, Scott?
Yes.
Okay, do you know much about this girl? Because I know she's like some kind of beast that was in PFL, and I think she was like a minus 600 favorite against this Pena chick who was a champion.
Pena was like, she's super overrated, dude.
Yeah, and she's super annoying too.
Yeah. And she's a judo medalist, gold medalist too.
Yeah, so from what I saw, she has won an Olympic gold medal. She's won a belt. She's won 2 championships at PFL, and she's won a UFC belt now. So
it's
all in all, 3 different championships, which is great.
So it's Tyrese Haliburton. He's won a gold medal.
Yeah. The big news out of that, though, is that Amanda Nunes is coming back
I saw that.
to fight this Kayla Harrison girl, which I'm really excited about. I think it's going to be a better fight than people think. I wish Amanda wouldn't have retired. I think this Kayla Harrison chick's going to beat her, though. Because this Kayla Harrison girl's will be... No, only because Amanda Nunes hasn't fought in a year and a half. I seriously think Kayla Harrison's going to beat her just for that because she stayed active.
The books opened her up at 125.
Kayla Harrison's the favorite?
Nunes is just a better striker, though.
Yeah. But Kayla Harrison's so much bigger, man. Like, she's huge. And just, you see the way she manhandled Pena? I mean, Nunes didn't really manhandle Pena, but Nunes did pick her apart, so. Yeah. But that's why I wanted to touch on that. I'm excited about that fight. That's going to be probably the biggest fight in UFC women's history there. And then Sean O'Malley, y'all got to remember.
Rest in peace.
The day Sean O'Malley won his first UFC title was the day we did our first show.
Really?
Yep. He is no longer the UFC champion. Didn't win it back. Hopefully we could have got a little momentum had he won, but just got destroyed by Merab here.
What day and year was that?
That was 2 years ago. 2 years ago when he beat who did he beat for the championship? Aljamain Sterling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I got a theory about Sean O'Malley now.
Yeah,
I think the guy is done.
I think so too.
I think he is done because the UFC pushed this guy so hard to the top and gave him the fights that matched up well against him and got him to that championship fight. Now that he's lost a belt, he's going to have to start over and fight the guys that he didn't want to fight. The wrestlers, the guys that can wrestle as good as Merab, the guys he don't match up well against. To make his way back, he's going to have to fight some fucking demons. I know that he fought 2 guys in the top 10 and then got his title shot when he was ranked like 15. So if he's going to get back to the title shot, which there is rumors that he's going to move up to 145, which I don't think that's a good idea for him. I think he's too small for that. But I don't think I see him going on like a losing streak, like the next 6 fights he's going to lose.
Question about that, the 145 thing. Would he move up to 145 because there's less wrestlers in that division? More like strikers? You see what I mean by that? Like they play what he wants to play?
Well, I think that's a chance for him to start over if he moves up to 145. Maybe they think they can push him now at 145, get him the fights they want, and start all over again. You know what I mean? Get him the matchups that are good for him. The guys that strike, because he's a striker.
Correct.
You put a striker against a good wrestler, I mean, you saw that last night. Merab just manhandled him. So, if they move him to 145, I think they're going to give him good matchups because he's good for the UFC. He's a moneymaker. And then possibly push him to a title fight there. But if he stays 135, I mean, I don't think he should have got this rematch in the first place. Because Merab...
Well, he was hurt.
He tore his labrum 10 weeks before the fight.
That's not that long.
I know that. But, like, I've heard of worse injuries when it comes to the UFC. There's guys that break their big toe a week of the fight.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big deal there. So, that's what I think. I think this guy's done. I think he's going to be looking for the big money fights, and I wouldn't be surprised if this dude starts celebrity boxing. Like, trying to box Ryan Garcia or, these bigger names, or like a Logan Paul or Jake Paul or something. He's a better entertainer now, and I think he's probably going to go off of that on that edge there. Because to get back, he's got to fight Umar Nurmagomedov, who is Khabib's cousin. He got to fight Corey Sandhagen. There's so many great fighters that he would have to fight. And
why did he change his hair?
Huh?
Why did he change his hair?
He's got different hair every fight.
No, he's regular hair yesterday.
Oh, it wasn't dyed, is what you're
Yeah.
saying? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because it was different than all the other ones that he did. You saying that's the reason
he lost the juice?
Yeah, maybe. But this guy Merab, he's gonna have the belt for a long time. This guy's an animal.
He was pretty good.
Yeah.
How old is Sean O'Malley?
Sean O'Malley is 30. He just turned 30. So we're looking at maybe 4 or 5 more years that he has.
If he chooses to keep fighting.
Yeah. And I think he's going to be like a Max Holloway now, just trying to go after the BMF titles and the big fights, the big money fights if he stays in the UFC.
You're saying you peak at 35 or what?
In the UFC nowadays, shit. These dudes, like, the UFC has evolved, man. Like, these guys are killers now in the UFC. And it's not what it used to be when it was just brawlers and wrestlers. Like, now, it's evolved into a technical, you got to be a technical fucking animal to make in the UFC nowadays. So
I'll give him this. He did in the second round. He did a great job of staying off the ground. Like he was trying hard to get him on the ground. They couldn't get him on the ground.
Some people said O'Malley won the second round. Some people might have given it to him.
I wouldn't go that far, but
that was actually
it was close.
Close.
Yeah.
But he at least did a good job of not getting on the ground. But I think the third round it just came to the point of he was just exhausted.
Yeah. And fighting a guy like that, you got to constantly move. You can't just get in front of him because he's just gonna stop you in your tracks, take you down, and manhandle you. So, but that guy, that Merab Divashvili is his name. He's gonna be the champion for a while, and he's getting better every fight also. So, the next UFC card is what I'm looking forward to. Also, is the Ilia Topuria is fighting Charles Oliveira, and that's when that flyweight fight's gonna be. Yeah. So, but that's really all that happened with the UFC.
I got a question though. Scott, you on?
He's probably got us on mute.
Gotcha. Dustin.
What?
I asked James this earlier. Could you beat a 23-year-old at anything, sports-wise?
No. Probably not. Well, I take that
You're
back.
selling yourself short. Like,
I will say that. Well, wait. Are you talking like a pro?
No.
no,
23-year-old.
like a 23-year-old
Like,
kid.
let's
in
say
any sport.
decent athlete, like former athlete.
I bet I could beat a 23-year-old in a home run derby.
James said only thing maybe
Would be a home run derby.
was a fight.
A fight. Well, yeah, a fight's a. I mean,
Like
But I get to
like a
pick
bar
the
like a
23-year-old.
bar fight.
yeah, if you're a lot bigger than him, yeah. I mean,
Of course, I'm gonna pick the guy.
yeah.
Okay,
The
Scott,
guy
there you are.
that's 5'1", 300 pounds.
I would say
But like one-on-one.
it depends on what it is.
basketball,
Yes.
Pickleball.
Pickleball, I could. I'm not bad at pickleball.
I think I could beat a lot
Still
of
got hurt.
23-year-olds at one-on-one. Right now.
Tennis.
I could beat him at
We're
NCAA.
talking about tennis.
I could beat him at NCAA.
But I was like, dude, there's no freaking way.
Yeah, But Austin kept asking us all that last night. I was like, "Do you think you could beat him?" The fighters last night, like watching them on television.
No.
Everybody's like, Andrew's
Question
like,
is like how long do you think you could last?
Andrew's like 15 seconds.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think I could last 15 seconds. I'd be like 5 seconds. I'd be knocked
You
out.
could last 15, but you'd have to run away.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We're dancing around, yeah.
But that's very tiring to you.
But I'm talking about,
it's
like,
crazy how in
freaking
shape those guys are. And when they
7
want to
on
get a hold
7.
of you, they will.
Like if you played a group of 23-year-olds on 7-on-7 or 5-on-5 pickup or
No,
something-
I'd be screwed.
tennis or
No, I'm horrible at tennis.
Dude,
Well,
was
either
that-
way.
Was that Timothy Chalamet
7-on-7
for the
and
Thunder right there?
pick up 5-on-5, I'd be screwed.
I'm pretty sure I just saw Timothy Chalamet on the Jumbotron in Thunder.
I could
could be.
beat a 23-year-old in a beer drinking contest or like a
I don't even know if I can do that.
or in a well, depends on the type of drinker they
Let's think about this real quick. What about like
are. Kicking contest, I could.
considering sports?
Oh, okay.
All sports that are on
Yeah.
ESPN.
All
Okay.
sports.
Race car driving. Yeah, we could probably do that. Some
Yeah.
23-year-olds. That's on ESPN.
Well, most race car
Cornhole.
drivers-
Cornhole. Yeah, could do that. That's
If it-
on ESPN.
Assuming they're not a pro.
Yeah.
I'm saying, yeah, average 23-year-old.
Dodgeball. Dodgeball's on ESPN sometimes, right?
It is.
Or was
I
that just a
think.
movie?
I think. Well,
I think it started.
no,
I think it started the whole thing.
I don't think it is anymore.
Scott, what do you think?
I don't think Scott. I think Scott had to.
Yeah, Scott's in and out right now.
Yeah.
He's busy.
But I said probably no athletic events, more than likely.
I think I could beat some 23-year-olds in a basketball game
I definitely could not.
because I did watch some high school basketball this year, and
I can't shoot it to save my life anymore.
I couldn't just come off the street. I would have to practice a little bit, get back in shape a little bit.
I'm not talking about that. I'm like, hey, right
Okay,
now,
well then to make it fair,
right now on the street,
I would play a 23-year-old that doesn't play basketball. Yes, I mean
That's not the question. Like, oh,
you said any 23-year-old
an
in
average
anything.
athlete that played sports in high school
Okay.
Yeah,
at
no,
at 23.
I still think I could.
that were not all state or
Yeah,
all,
because they're not playing basketball anymore. They're 5 years out of school. So,
Mhm.
yeah, no, I think I could beat some at basketball.
This is bas-
Oklahoma
this-
drill, yeah, as long as you're bigger than them, I
7-on-7.
guess.
You put 7 of you against 7 23-year-olds.
If you're the quarterback, if I
Bro,
was
your
the,
boy's got hands, okay?
if I was the quarterback, I could do it. As far as playing the field, no.
No, and I think you could beat some 23-year-olds too. Like I think you're selling yourself short there.
That's
Also.
not,
Look
I'm
at us
saying what-
fucking armchair quarterbacks. Like
I was
back
like,
in my day,
that's what-
fucking.
that's what I'm saying. Is like, what sports though?
I will tell you this though.
Like if we played freaking outcry or a 23-year-old in tennis, like, oh, there's no way of freaking
Bro,
getting those.
he's a professional.
I
tennis
know,
player,
but
Austin.
if we played a high school tennis player,
I never played tennis in my life.
I'm not good at
but
tennis.
you're-
I've tried it.
But we played a 23-year-old that's never played tennis
you're,
too.
you're gassed at the freaking no, just a regular, someone that
Yeah.
played tennis in high school.
I don't think I don't know. That would be hard to say because
I would say no for me.
yeah.
No way.
I'm gassed in the
I mean,
first set.
I would probably give up before that guy did.
Yeah.
I'd be bad, or I am bad at tennis.
Yeah.
But either way, I don't think we're beaten. Maybe. Okay, I get what you're saying. Maybe basketball.
Mhm.
If we get lucky, hit our threes, or
I think
Uh-huh.
a 10-year-old could
Still-
beat me at golf.
no,
I'm awful at golf.
I mean, think about
like
think
5
about the
years
guy
old,
we were
yeah,
talking,
yeah.
Michael Upton. Like he was in his 40s playing against us, in
But
the
he-
back gym.
yeah.
He was good because he still played.
Yeah.
So
If you were to still play and practice, yeah, I couldn't. I don't do that. So
yeah, it's like none of us.
no, think about it real quick. Like
I couldn't even beat the river yesterday swimming.
like I would say like basketball.
Probably that'd
Like
be our.
as far as the most popular sport is basketball.
Because,
I could
yeah.
probably go against. Yeah.
and we were actually.
I
good
never
at it.
played baseball. I will
didn't?
say though, no, I didn't like baseball. I like to watch it. I just never liked it.
Huh.
I played little league,
playing it.
and I wasn't bad. I wasn't bad at baseball. I just didn't like playing it. I will say this though. I went to my daughter's Little Olympics the other day, and was watching those kids run like it's first grade through sixth grade, and it seemed like we were way faster when we were younger for some reason. Like it just looked totally different. Cause we had kids like battling for first. Just off the looks of it, because Jimmy McQueen was there with me, and he was sitting right next to me, and we
He
said
was
the same
fast. Yeah,
thing.
he was fast.
Yeah, we were like, dude, it seems like we were way faster. I wasn't even that fast, but to me, those kids there are slower. But that's easy for me to say from the bleachers, I guess. Maybe.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe from a competitive standpoint, we were more competitive back then because there's a lot more shit that these kids can do nowadays than what we could have done. So
it's all about perspective. You know, like when you're a little kid, you think you're the fastest one. You know, or not fastest, but you think it's like, oh man, everybody's so fast. Like,
And that's what I was telling you the other day too. It's like,
but you can never outrun your dad, ever.
watch the 7th grade freaking basketball game. I was like, dude, this is gonna suck ass. It's gonna be horrible. And I watched them. I was like, dude, these kids are draining threes. They're freaking.
where'd you watch a 7th grade basketball game at?
His nephew.
My nephew played in San Angelo
The other day or what?
or a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
He
okay.
was in a tournament. I was like, dude, these kids are freaking good. I was like, oh.
Yeah, no.
Watching us playing in 7th grade, I'm like,
And the
Oh.
game of basketball has evolved from what we played. Like, Steph Curry came after we graduated. Now, you got kids that can shoot the lights out because that's what they want to do.
yeah,
They
these
want to
kids
be
are
like
freaking
Steph.
6 foot.
You can watch some of those.
Basketball will never be the same as what it was us growing up.
No.
Like, now it's just going to be if you can shoot threes,
Mm-hmm.
you can play. Like, it's insane.
That's
Just like in football, like, some kids get offered scholarships just from 7-on-7
Mm-hmm.
to go play in college. Like, it's insane. So, obviously, back then, too, I felt like college football players were way bigger than what they are now. Back in, the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
And they are bigger right now, though.
Well, they're still bigger, but I think they go after. I think they focus more on speed and quickness now.
Oh, the skill guys are smaller.
Yes,
At
that's-
times.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like you can be 165, 70 pounds,
Like
and be a
Worthy.
starting wide receiver for.
Yeah,
you know,
Xavier Worthy.
But back then, you had to be. I felt like you had to be bigger back then to make it to the next level. But either way, coulda, shoulda, woulda. If you could go back in time, would you? Let's say, right now, you could go back to you being 16 years old, sophomore in high school, and I guess,
Do I have to stay there,
yeah, you have to stay there.
knowing what I know now?
Yeah, playing in the game, the way the game is played now in basketball and football.
What's the question, though?
Yeah, I know. I was like,
Would you? How would you do? Like, would you change anything the way you played, or would you try to evolve with the game? Like, do you think you would have been better at this point in time when you were 16 years old?
I'm pretty sure
In this day and
I'm
age.
pretty sure the water tastes the same, so I'll just be giving out the same fucking water.
Not to be a dick, but I guess I could have asked like a better athlete. Like,
Yeah.
somebody that was a better athlete. So,
I mean, yeah. I would've-
James, guess how many points Haliburton has, James?
Ugh.
Oh, my
oh,
God. Here we go again.
This Haliburton guy.
Take a guess.
6,
5.
5. Oh
Oh.
yeah.
How many rebounds and assists?
There's still one more quarter,
How
Scott.
many? How many rebounds?
They don't want him to get hurt. They don't want him to get hurt.
What was the over under?
They already did their job. They stole one in OKC. It's not over yet. Bro, they were down by 12 going into the fourth quarter in their last game, so this shit ain't over yet.
They're down by 16.
One thing
right
I
now.
will say, OKC, they lost that game themselves too because they kept trying to slow that game down, and that's not what they do. Like, they run.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they played a big part in themselves losing that game also. Okay,
You know
Austin.
how many people on the Pacers have more points than Haliburton right now?
Oh,
A bunch.
God.
Take a guess.
7.
I didn't know that. I didn't know this was
Five.
the only game of the season, though.
He's
Yeah.
the lowest scoring starter, and then
This is
Mather has
one
more points
game.
than
Yeah.
him.
One
This is the
game
whole-
in a
this is the
game
whole-
Dude, he's
7
like this
series.
every other game. What are
One
you talking about?
game.
He's like this every other game.
Well, that every other game, he wins it. He's in the NBA Finals.
Hey, it
Look, he
don't
heard you
matter.
talking.
They
He's
don't
checking
give
back into the
trophies.
game.
They don't give trophies for second place.
They give trophies for Eastern Conference champions, though.
What's the next topic?
Eastern Conference MVPs too
The
that he don't have.
next he's
NHL,
he's
right?
Not gonna stop. Oh yeah, we can go NHL. Then we'll do the Mount Rushmore that Austin has.
All right.
Oh no, yeah, hold the side. But
NHL, the Stanley Cup Finals, as we expected. Great,
It's
fantastic,
been unbelievable.
awesome, exciting. There's goals being scored, and these goalies aren't bums either.
No.
These goalies are top of their game. So it's 1-1 right now. I think Florida is a lot more physical than Edmonton is. So going off those two games that I watched, I want Edmonton to win, but I'm leaning Florida. I think Florida's too big. I think they're just better coached. Also, I think Edmonton relies too much on their speed, and they're a lot younger too, or their best player is at least. So, I think Florida's probably gonna win it.
Win it again.
Yeah. I
Scott?
hope Edmonton wins. I really do.
What?
Your take on the first 2 games of the Stanley Cup Finals.
That Brad Marchand goal was
I know.
sick.
Shit.
Oh, I like
That
it.
was-
It's good.
Freaking bullshit.
All right, who do you think, Austin? Who do you think's gonna win after watching the first 2 games? I said like I want Edmonton to win,
Dude,
but Florida looks like the better team.
To me, it's
I
just
don't-
dead
dude,
close.
I don't know.
It's so close.
Edmonton looked like the better team both games, and then Florida came back.
I would
and
disagree with you there
I-
because Edmonton was down 3-1 to Florida in Game 1, and they came back
Yeah,
But
at home. And Edmonton
three
was down to Florida again in this game.
it was 3 early goals. Like, okay, but the 2 other periods they were good. Came back, better team.
to me, it's damn near dead even.
It
just looks
hard to
so-
I think Florida knows they can beat this team more than Edmonton. I'm not trying to get into these guys' heads or anything, but I think that Florida has it in their head more that they can beat Edmonton more than Edmonton thinks they can beat them.
Do y'all think Florida's better on defense? To me, it seems like Florida's better on defense than,
Yes. Roski's
than
I
Edmonton.
think
best
so.
goalie.
I think so too. Yeah, and he's correct on that. I think
But I do-
Bobrovsky's better than Skinner, I believe.
I do think though that Edmonton has a little more top end skill with McDavid.
They have
that
the
movie.
best player.
Draisaitl, yeah.
That move he made, like weaving in between everybody and then passing it all. I mean, that was unreal. I mean, I don't know if y'all saw that little move he made, like going between all those defenders. Like that was unbelievable. Florida doesn't have a guy that can do that, but Florida is fast. Like they're not like they're slow. They are skilled,
Yeah.
but to me,
They're
it just
better coached.
it just seems like they
Very
play
good.
better
Yeah,
defense. I
better
don't know.
coached. I would say that too.
I would say a little bit better coach as well.
And Florida's been there before and won a Stanley Cup. Edmonton was there last year, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Game 7. They went all to Game 7
Yeah.
and won 2-1.
Well,
These
and
are definitely
last year Florida didn't have Marchand. This year they got him.
These are definitely the 2 best teams, in my opinion. Even though I was saying that as a Stars fan, did y'all see the Stars fired their head coach?
No, I didn't.
Sure did.
Yeah, they took him to 3 straight Western Conference Finals and they fired him. I'm like, what more do you want? I mean, I get it. You want him to win
That's
it
what
all.
I'm wondering.
but
Is there a guy out there that can take you to 3 Western Conference Finals? Is there a guy out there? I don't think there is.
That's yeah.
Doc Rivers.
You write it out with that guy.
No,
you
I
keep
know
writing
who.
it out.
Who?
Philadelphia did it with Andy Reid. They could never win it.
Who?
Dallas did
Scott?
it.
Who's better than the guy at with the Stars?
The Pittsburgh coach needs a job. Pittsburgh
Gordon
filed there.
Bombay.
Gordon
Yeah.
I would have to agree with you 100%. Gordon Bombay.
Yeah.
Put him
Okay.
on there.
Do y'all want to do their Mount Rushmore? No.
Did you know in hockey for their salary cap, if someone's hurt, it doesn't go against their salary cap
Really?
going into the playoffs?
I did not know that.
No, I didn't know that.
It's a crazy shit I saw. So you can sign someone else if someone's on injured reserve or not even injured reserve, if they're injured, and then bring them back during the playoffs. Because Mark Stone was hurt for Vegas going into the playoffs. Freaking signed fucking some badass dude. Brought him back during the playoffs, and then they go against their freaking salary cap. I was like, oh,
Okay.
something to look into.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm still hoping Edmonton wins. So. Do you got the Mount? You want to do the Mount Rushmore now
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
next time? Okay, let me reset it. Okay. Let's get to the Mount Rushmore so we can get out of here. What do you have? Mount Rushmore of board games. Okay, real quick. As far as board games go, does there have to be a board?
There
Yes.
has to be a actual.
It has to be a board, like Uno and
Uno's out.
Phase 10. That's all out.
That's all. That's card.
What about Operation?
That's a board.
That's a board.
What about Jenga? Those are actual boards you're stacking.
That's not a
Boards.
board game.
They're sticks, boards.
Board 6. Oh yeah, Lincoln Logs too.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So all card games are gone.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So it has to actually have a board.
Oh yeah, because we're going craps first. Freaking roulette.
Yeah. Okay. not a felt table. All right. Dustin goes first. Go ahead, Dustin.
Give me checkers.
Checkers. All right. A bit elementary.
Yeah. It's an old classic favorite.
Give me the one that we have downstairs, where you can
Dude,
be.
you're not second. I'm
It's Scott.
second.
No, I'm second.
No, Scott is second.
Got second.
Monopoly.
He picked the.
Oh, you
picked
picked the
Monopoly.
order?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Can you talk in the phone more? I can barely hear you.
We can barely hear you, man.
Monopoly.
That's the worst fucking board game ever.
All right, you got Monopoly.
All right, Austin, your turn.
Hold on, I'm trying to change up all the order. You said Monopoly.
And what did you say?
Give me the one that we have downstairs, which is you can be an asshole and be a saint at the same time. Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay.
That's your first pick? Okay. I'm going to go with the classic on my first one. I'm going to say Clue. That's a classic one.
I don't think anyone under 25 has ever played that game.
Yeah, well,
None of our viewers are under 25 either.
exactly.
Well, actually, the NATO kids are.
And then I had a good time playing this game when I was younger. Oh, I'll wait for that one. The second one I'll go Twister.
Okay.
Give me the one that y'all just freaking took.
Twister.
And I love this game. Most freaking nerve-wracking game. Operation.
Okay.
Operation, okay. That's kind of a classic too. That
Back to
came
you.
out when we were kids. No, I already went twice. It goes to
Scott.
Scott.
That's what I'm saying, Scott.
Scott, you're next.
I'm gonna go Risk.
I can barely.
Yeah, I
hear
know.
you.
We can barely hear you, dude.
Like,
Risk.
do you have me on speaker or what?
Yeah, but I've had it on speaker the whole time.
Yeah, for some reason you sound like you're far away.
Yeah.
Risk.
Okay.
Risk?
R-I-S-K.
All right, Risk.
Give me Candyland.
Good fucking pick.
That's a good one. That's a
You
good
pick another one too.
And then chess.
Chess, okay.
Oh.
Checkers and chess, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for his birthday, he's going to Mind of the Games.
Yeah.
Mind games. Hey,
That's right.
you got to be smart to play these games.
Back to Scott.
one. Give me 1 second. Let me go see.
You've got to look them up.
So, I mean, if you're counting Twister,
The
Twister
Twister
has
has
that
the board
board,
where you
yep.
flick the thing.
a spinner, that's what we're counting?
It's a board.
It's a
Okay. I'm gonna go with Chinese checkers.
Chinese checkers.
fucking commie.
That's what the balls and the holes in. Yeah, I think I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's. When's the last time you played Chinese checkers?
I think I've played it once in my life.
Once in my life.
Is that? Oh, it's the one with the star on there.
I know what other game I'm gonna do.
All right, Austin, is it my turn or Austin?
It's Austin.
My turn.
Okay.
Give me trouble.
Trouble.
Okay.
That one's good.
All right.
For you.
I have two, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I played this game a lot when I was a kid, but guess who?
That is a good
Great
game.
fucking game.
Yeah.
I did not even
Yeah,
think about that one.
that was a fun game back in the day.
Does he have glasses?
That game you
Does he?
played,
Does he have brown
turn off
hair?
The lights and guess who's in your mouth. That's what you played, I bet.
Jesus.
Another gay innuendo from Scott from left field.
let me put that one on the freaking board.
Yeah. All right, I have one more. My last one. I'm gonna go with Battleship. Is that considered a board game?
I don't
though?
know.
Yes, it is. It is.
Dude, there's no boards whatsoever.
Well, you have like you're sitting it down on the ground, like
No, dude, there's no board. Just because it comes in a cardboard box.
Battleship is a board game.
Because I would have said Connect 4 if that's the same game.
That is a board game.
That is also. I don't know.
No?
Actually,
is.
yeah.
Well, not
Y'all are
the
both.
same standards?
That is a board game.
Y'all are both right.
I mean, it's a flat surface.
But Connect 4 is like a device.
Yeah.
Battleship has a device that you
Yes.
put your things in there. So I don't know.
I agree with. I think those are board games.
Yeah, I think it qualifies as a board game. All right. Well, yeah, that's my last one. Battleship. And you are next, Austin.
Give me Shoots and Ladders.
Shoots and Ladders.
Never
I
heard
don't
of
think
it.
I've ever played that game. I've heard of it, but I've never played it.
Another old school classic.
Back to Scott.
I'm gonna change. Then, if that's the case, I would have took Connect 4.
I think
instead of Chinese
I think I
checkers.
will agree with that if we're taking Battleship.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with Connect
Alright.
4.
But dude,
And
that
then for my
that should have
last
been number
game-
fucking one. Number
I'm gonna take Man Calling.
taking what?
Mancali.
Man Calling.
Why did you take Connect 4?
I did it with my third pick.
Yeah, he got rid of Risk, right?
No, Chinese checkers.
Chinese
No.
checkers.
You can't go back and change it. You got to take it now.
Yeah,
Hey,
'cause I
it's
didn't
your
know
game,
that.
Austin. You're the judge.
Yeah, we're already way past it. So
So your last pick has to be either Connect 4.
or
Then Connect 4. Then.
All right.
that's a great freaking switch.
You know there's a board
wh-
game.
What was what was that second?
There's a board game
I don't
called
think that's
Secret
a-
Hitler.
Never heard of it.
That's
Me
Justin's.
either.
That's Justin's pick right now.
No.
I think that's just a game.
I got one. It's kind of off the beaten path a little bit, but it's popular. And
Hold on, Scott. What was that? Your second pick?
What do you say, Dungeons and
Risk.
Dragons?
No. What was that? The one he was gonna take for his fourth one. What was it called?
Melancholy or Mel what? He didn't take it though. He took,
I know. What was? I've never heard of that.
I never have either. But he didn't take it, so it doesn't matter.
I know. I want to know about that game.
Yeah.
Like, what is it?
I thought we'd figure out what Secret Hitler was actually.
That too. I want to
Never
hear
heard
about
of it.
both of them.
The millennial
you-
version
nobody
is
picked-
Secret Kim Jong Un.
Nobody picked it though.
Yeah, I know. All right. Now it's your last pick.
My last pick.
Dustin's
It's
last
kind of
pick.
a Halloween haunted type of game. I've never played it. I've always wanted to. Ouija board.
Ooh, okay. Is that considered a game though? You're just asking questions. There's no winner or loser.
Yeah, you're playing your fucking game with life.
It's a board
a
game.
board.
Yeah.
You can buy it.
You're playing with the devil.
You're
Is what
playing
you're
with the fucking
playing.
devil. That's right.
Try it.
You're going to hell, Dustin.
All right.
I'm looking at this list and it says the best board game of all time is Settlers of Catan.
Never heard of it.
No, I've never heard of it either. And then the second best is Ticket to Ride.
Never heard of that one.
Pandemic.
Never heard of that one.
Oh, we played that in 2020.
Chess is number 4. Scrabble. Nobody took Scrabble.
Fuck, that was a great one. Shit.
I thought about that one, but I said I don't. Ouija.
Risk is number 6 on here of Scott's.
I've never played Risk.
Splendor. Monopoly's number 11. But like a lot of these games, I'm assuming they're like popular in Europe and all that. Like not so much.
Oh, so,
King of Tokyo.
since we have so many freaking followers in Europe and Tokyo.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like these are the greatest of all time, is what they say. But I'm curious about Secret Hitler here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
Here, let me get to it. Let me get to it and read the.
Hold on.
Description.
And then Scott, tell me your game.
You already picked 4.
I know. I want to know about the game that he was trying to pick.
It was like Man something.
Mancala?
Yeah. What is that?
It's like the game where the marbles are like stones, and it's on a board, and you move one at a time.
Man column.
Oh, is that the one with like 5 freaking different little?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little stones in the thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Secret Hitler is a social deduction game for 5 to 10 people about finding and stopping Hitler and the fascist takeover. Players are secretly divided into 2 teams: the liberals, who have the majority, and the fascists, who are hidden to everyone but each other. So basically, you're 2 teams working against each other, and one team's the bad guys, one team's the good guys.
Oh,
But
is
you
one-
don't know who the bad guys or good guys are because your people on your team only know. So that sounds kind of fun. I figured they could have made it, maybe possibly had a different name for it.
Let me guess. One's a red color and one's a blue color.
I'm gonna go on a limb and said this game was created. Yep, set in 1930. Yep, set in 1930 Germany.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
That's how we just decided to draft order next year. Let's play Secrets of Hitler.
Dungeons and Dragons is on here. I I would feel like a huge fucking nerd had I chose that.
Scrap, dude.
Agricola, Sith, Scythe. But the Settlers of Catan have like 5 stars from everybody. Life. Nobody chose Life either.
Life's a good one.
Yeah. Going on this list, this is like American board games, but Perfection. Remember Perfection?
Ah, dang it. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a little mini version of it.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun too.
That's why we got all.
Battleship was number 3, Candyland number 4, Mastermind. What is Mastermind?
Don't remember.
What about Pictionary and Charades? That wouldn't be board games, right?
No, because that's more of a card and.
Yeah, Charades you don't need nothing but pieces of paper and something to write, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The Game of Life. Connect 4, it is a board. Okay, what's considered a board game is if it comes in a cardboard box.
Well, then we got to redo the whole freaking draft then.
No, we're not doing the real thing. I thought we had some good picks regardless.
I know.
Axis and Allies, Dark Tower, Rumicub. What about Yahtzee? Nobody picked Yahtzee either.
Yeah,
damn it.
True.
That was a great one. That's a great one.
That's like an old person's game. So anyway.
Uno comes in a cardboard box.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, no, we can't redo it though. It's too late. Okay, last thing. We would like to congratulate Corpus Christi London. Coach Braun over there in Corpus Christi London on their first ever baseball state championship. They took down who was it?
Liberty IU out of Texarkana.
Liberty IU. Yeah, I think they won by 1 point, right? I think it was like a close.
I think 1 or 2 runs. Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe that's their first ever state championship.
I think it's their second.
Second, wow.
Yeah.
Corpus Christi Cal Allen.
They
the
also
girls won their 3rd in a row.
And the boys won it
The
all.
boys won it this year. I think the boys have won a state championship in baseball before. Yeah,
They were good whenever we were
but
there.
that's pretty impressive. The girls don't win 3 in a row, right there.
Absolutely.
That is fucking
Nuts.
awesome, man. That is great. So congratulations to them. I kind of want to reach out to that Corpus Christi London head baseball coach, see if we can get him on, and maybe the softball coach for Cal Allen. Softball's kind of winning me over these days.
It was pretty entertaining, actually.
Yeah. But if that's it, I don't have nothing else. You guys got anything else? The Pacers have just lost to the Thunder. The under hit. The under was 231. 230 was the final score. Series is tied going back to Indiana. Oh, what's going to happen here? We're going to have Pacers in 5, Thunder in 5, Thunder in 6. You still think the Thunder are going to win it?
Yes.
Okay. Thunder no doubt got the better team. Austin, you got anything else? Anything else?
I got one other thing.
Okay.
Everybody, please go like and subscribe to the channel.
Oh, thank you, Dustin. For
You sound good. Keep going.
I know. Cut this as a promo.
Everything that we do, would love to have everybody's support. If you're not subscribed, I know probably a lot of people aren't. Go like the YouTube, follow, all that good stuff.
True.
We're over the summer, once the NBA and the NHL kind of finish up, we're going to have a lot of coaches on to kind of preview the football seasons, along with Larissa Liska, hopefully, as well. So a lot of good, entertaining interviews coming up, too.
Hell yeah.
Doesn't sound like a guy on his birthday.
Yeah, we're gonna start scheduling people pretty soon. Probably towards the end of the summer. We're gonna try to get a coach on every weekend.
Be great.
Because I think these kids deserve it. These kids in like South Central Texas, the teams that don't get that much notoriety or whatever. But I do have like a little. I don't want to say it. Pretty sure we have the Shiner coach already said that he'll come on. The Three Rivers coach said he would come on. The new guy Jesse Garcia.
Okay.
You have your boy. Yeah, we're gonna schedule it. Probably do 2 shows a week.
We'll
we
get
can
Rod.
do the Zoom meetings.
We'll get Rod on.
Yeah,
Coach Blunt.
He'll definitely come on.
That'd be so badass.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna come on. But that's it, Scott. I gotta hang up with you. I gotta play the outro. Okay. I wonder how many times he puts his fucking phone on just like on mute. That way nobody can hear what he's saying. I couldn't play this while Scott was on the phone, but this was the video of the week right here, dude. Video of the week. You ready for this?
Sure.
This was the Tyrese Haliburton last play during the where he won the game against
Which game?
the Thunder.
There's been so many.
Game 1. Ready?
I'm ready.
자, 언더독인 인디애나가 익숙한 상황을 맞이한다. 할리버튼 들어오는데요.
Hell yeah, dude. That pumps.
That's what it means?
Huh?
It's like you're a freaking badass, like King Cobra?
Yeah. That was fucking.
자, 언더독인 인디애나가 익숙한 상황을 맞이한다. 할리버튼
Oh yeah, dude. That fucking jacks me up right there. Fuck yeah. Yeah, that's my video of the day.
Any game winner freaking jack.
Here's another cool video right here. I thought this was kind of funny.
Let's make our escape. So let's hold it.
Mariachi's singing Creed.
As can we stay?
Can you take?
That's pretty awesome.
That's what she did.
Can you take me higher?
Oh, that's funny.
You know what we should have done tonight?
What?
Gone to Bonsai. Celebrate Dustin's birthday.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
See if the
Put
picture's
another
still
put
hanging
another
there.
picture.
Hell yeah.
Hey, shout out to San Diego Vaqueros. They got a mariachi band.
Oh,
They do?
Remember we were looking at that on well, I had known it from high school, but on the Lone Star Cup, they're like it's like them and like maybe one other school that has a mariachi band.
Don't
So-
shout out the Vaqueros. They fucking dissed George West last
True,
year.
yeah.
So
oh, they don't have a robotics.
don't subscribe to their mariachi band. But that's it. That's all I got. We good?
Yeah.
We good?
Let's
We'll see
go.
you guys later this week. We're out.